Late at night, when the world is quiet and the distractions fade, your mind begins to wander. You reflect on your choices, your path, and the life you're building. These moments of stillness can be overwhelming, filled with uncertainty and questions that don't have easy answers. But what if, instead of being weighed down by doubt, you could use these moments to expand your thinking, to absorb wisdom that has stood the test of time? Philosophy has long been a guide for those seeking clarity. A quiet voice offering insight into the nature of existence, purpose, and the self. Across centuries, the greatest minds have wrestled with the same questions we face today. How do we live a meaningful life? How do we overcome doubt and uncertainty? What does it mean to truly be ourselves in a world that constantly pulls us in different directions? The answers are never simple, but they are there, hidden in the words of philosophers who challenged conventional thinking and sought deeper truths. The Stoics believed that much of our suffering comes from our own perceptions, that we create unnecessary pain by resisting reality instead of accepting it. Their wisdom teaches us to ask the right questions, to focus only on what we can control, and to cultivate inner strength in the face of adversity. To live with wisdom and resilience is not about eliminating struggle, but about changing how we respond to it. Then there is the call to trust yourself, to think independently rather than blindly following others. The world is full of voices telling you what to believe, how to live, and what success should look like. But real strength comes from questioning those narratives, from forging your own path, and from taking responsibility for your own life. In a society where conformity is often rewarded, the courage to think for yourself is a radical act. It is not about rejecting others entirely, but about learning to filter the noise, to separate truth from illusion, and to build a life that is truly your own. Carl Jung, on the other hand, offers a different perspective, one that delves into the depths of the psyche, exploring the unconscious forces that shape who we are. He warns of the dangers of living a life that isn't aligned with our true nature, of conforming so much that we lose sight of ourselves. The path to self-discovery requires facing the parts of ourselves we often ignore, the fears, the desires, the hidden strengths waiting to be realized. Jung's work is a reminder that becoming who we are meant to be is not a passive process. It is an ongoing journey of self-awareness and transformation. These ideas, though different in their approaches, all point to the same truth. A meaningful life is one that is lived intentionally. It is a life where we challenge our assumptions, embrace self-discovery, and take responsibility for our thoughts and actions. As you let these ideas sink in, let them guide you not just in moments of stillness, but in the choices you make every day. Philosophy is not just something to study, it is something to live. The path to a better life doesn't begin with external changes, but with a shift in how you see yourself and the world around you. And in that shift, everything begins to change. In the vast expanse of human history, philosophy has stood as a beacon of wisdom, guiding countless individuals through the complexities of life. Far from being a mere academic pursuit, philosophy offers a treasure trove of practical tools for personal development, tools that have stood the test of time and remain as relevant today as they were centuries ago. This journey we are about to embark upon is not just about understanding these philosophical ideas. It's about transforming them into actionable insights that can profoundly impact our daily lives. We live in an age where information overload and constant digital noise can drown out the timeless wisdom that has guided humanity for ages. In this context, turning to philosophy is not just an intellectual exercise. It's a means of reclaiming control over the chaos of modern existence. Our exploration will traverse 7 different philosophical ideas, each originating from a distinct branch or school of thought. These ideas are not just random selections from the annals of philosophy, they are carefully chosen for their profound practicality and their potential to catalyze personal growth and understanding. From the Stoic wisdom of ancient Rome to the existential insights of 20th century France, from the contemplative practices of Eastern spirituality to the ethical musings of Greek academia, each idea presents a unique perspective on life and how to live it more fully. The Stoics taught us about the art of indifference, highlighting the importance of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. This principle, deeply rooted in Stoicism, offers a powerful tool for managing stress and anxiety in today's fast-paced world. Then there's Nietzsche's electrifying concept of the will to power, which pushes us to embrace challenges and transform them into opportunities for growth, a lesson increasingly relevant in our competitive and rapidly evolving society. We will also delve into the Socratic method of questioning, a practice that encourages us to challenge our assumptions and beliefs, leading to greater self-awareness and clarity. Aristotle's golden mean teaches us about the virtue of balance, a much-needed perspective in a world of extremes. The existentialists, led by thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre, remind us of the profound responsibility we have in shaping our destinies, a call to personal empowerment in an era where many feel powerless. Buddhism's teaching on non-attachment offers a path to peace and contentment in a world obsessed with material possessions and fleeting pleasures. Finally, we turn to Plato and his theory of forms, which encourages us to strive towards our highest ideals, a journey of self-realization in a world often dominated by superficiality. Each of these ideas not only represents a different philosophical tradition, but also offers unique insights into living a more fulfilled and meaningful life. They challenge us to think deeply, act ethically, and live purposefully. This is not just a series of lectures, it's an invitation to engage with ideas that have shaped human thought for millennia and to apply them in a world that seems to have forgotten their value. As we embark on this journey together, we'll discover that philosophy is not just about lofty thoughts and abstract theories. It's about real life. It's about our struggles, our dreams, our fears, and our hopes. It's about finding light in darkness, strength in adversity, and wisdom in uncertainty. So let us begin this journey with open minds and hearts, ready to explore how ancient wisdom can illuminate our paths in the modern world. Welcome to a journey through the timeless wisdom of philosophy, a journey that promises not just to enlighten, but to transform. Idea 1. The Stoic art of indifference. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. These profound words by Seneca, a Roman Stoic philosopher, encapsulate a fundamental principle of Stoicism, the art of indifference. Stoicism, a school of philosophy that flourished in ancient Greece and Rome, teaches us a powerful lesson about differentiating between what is within our control and what is not. This simple yet profound understanding can be a game changer in our daily lives. Stoicism tells us that much of our discontent and anguish stems from focusing on and trying to control the uncontrollable. We agonize over the outcomes of our actions, the behavior of others, or the state of the world, most of which are beyond our direct control. The Stoic approach invites us to redirect our energy towards what we can control: our thoughts, our attitudes, and our actions. It's a philosophy that does not just ask us to accept our lack of control over external events, but to embrace it, finding freedom in recognizing the limits of our power. The concept of indifference in Stoicism does not mean apathy or lack of concern. Instead, it signifies an objective, detached approach to things outside our control. It's about maintaining an inner tranquility and composure, regardless of external circumstances. This state of equanimity doesn't come naturally to most of us, but it can be cultivated through practices like mindfulness and proactive problem solving. Mindfulness, a practice often associated with Buddhist meditation, but equally relevant in the Stoic context, involves being fully present and aware of our thoughts and actions without being overly reactive or overwhelmed. It's about observing our thoughts, especially our tendency to worry about things beyond our control, and gently steering our focus back to what we can influence. Mindfulness helps us cultivate a sense of inner peace, even amidst chaos. Proactive problem solving, another application of Stoicism, involves identifying what aspects of a situation we can influence and taking action on them. It's about adopting a solution-focused mindset rather than a problem-focused one. When we encounter challenges, whether in the workplace, in our personal relationships, or in other areas of life, the Stoic approach encourages us to dissect these challenges and identify actionable steps. Instead of dwelling on the unfairness of a situation or the behavior of others, we focus on our response and our strategies for moving forward. This philosophy is particularly beneficial in handling stress at work. In a professional environment, challenges are inevitable. From tight deadlines to difficult colleagues, the potential sources of stress are numerous. However, when we apply the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control, we shift from being passive victims of our circumstances to active navigators. We can't control the deadline, but we can control how we manage our time. We can't control a colleague's attitude, but we can control our reaction to it. This shift in perspective not only reduces anxiety and frustration, but also makes us more effective and resilient. In personal relationships, the Stoic art of indifference teaches us to accept people as they are, not as we wish them to be. It invites us to let go of the need to control or change others, a common source of friction in relationships. Instead, we focus on our behavior, our boundaries, and our responses. This doesn't mean that we become passive or uncaring. Rather, we engage more healthily and constructively, acknowledging that the only true change we can effect is within ourselves. The application of Stoic principles in daily life goes beyond managing stress or improving relationships. It's a comprehensive approach to life that encourages us to find contentment and joy in our own actions and character rather than in external circumstances or possessions. It teaches us to embrace life's challenges, not as obstacles on our path, but as opportunities to practice virtue, resilience, and inner strength. In essence, the Stoic art of indifference is not about disengaging from the world. It's about engaging with it more wisely, with a clear understanding of our sphere of influence and a calm acceptance of what lies beyond it. It's a powerful tool in our quest for a more peaceful, productive, and purposeful life. A tool that helps us navigate the complexities of the modern world with grace and composure. By embracing Stoicism's teachings, we can transform not only how we view the world, but how we interact with it, leading to a life of greater fulfillment and tranquility. Idea 2. Nietzsche's will to power. What does not kill me makes me stronger. This bold declaration by Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the most provocative and influential philosophers of the 19th century, captures the essence of his philosophy of the will to power. Nietzsche's concept challenges us to rethink our approach to life's trials and tribulations, viewing them not as burdens, but as catalysts for growth and self-discovery. At the heart of Nietzsche's philosophy is the belief that the fundamental drive in human beings is not merely the will to survive, but the will to assert and expand one's power and influence. This will to power is not about domination over others. Rather, it's about overcoming oneself and the challenges life presents. It's a call to embrace our struggles, to find meaning in them, and to use them as stepping stones to achieve our fullest potential. His idea urges us to reconsider our relationship with adversity. In a world that often promotes comfort and ease, Nietzsche invites us to seek out challenges, to step out of our comfort zones, and to see every difficulty as an opportunity for personal growth. Embracing Nietzsche's will to power means pursuing personal passions with vigor and determination. It's about setting ambitious goals and relentlessly chasing them, not being deterred by the fear of failure or the lure of complacency. Whether it's in our careers, our hobbies, or our personal development, this philosophy encourages us to push our boundaries, to explore our limits, and to constantly seek ways to improve and evolve. This mindset has profound implications for how we handle obstacles. Instead of viewing them as roadblocks to our goals, we see them as integral parts of the journey. Each challenge becomes a test of our resolve, a chance to refine our skills, and an opportunity to demonstrate our commitment to our aspirations. By adopting this approach, we transform the very nature of struggle. It becomes a source of strength and confidence, rather than a cause of fear and doubt. In the professional realm, Nietzsche's philosophy can be transformative. In a competitive and ever-changing world, the will to power drives us to innovate, to lead, and to strive for excellence. It encourages a proactive approach to career development, where challenges are embraced as opportunities to showcase our abilities and to distinguish ourselves. This philosophy teaches us to find fulfillment not just in achieving our goals, but in the journey towards them, in the hard work, the learning, and the personal growth that come with pursuing our professional passions. On a personal level, embracing the will to power means engaging in constant self-reflection and self-improvement. It's about being honest with ourselves about our strengths and weaknesses, and actively working to enhance our character. This continuous process of self-overcoming is at the core of Nietzsche's philosophy. It's a lifelong journey of becoming who we truly are, of realizing our potential, and of living our lives with purpose and passion. Moreover, this concept can help us navigate the complexities of our relationships and social interactions. By focusing on personal growth and self-overcoming, we can approach our relationships with more confidence, assertiveness, and authenticity. This philosophy encourages us to be true to ourselves in our interactions with others, to express our thoughts and feelings honestly, and to establish relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. However, it's important to approach the idea of will to power with balance and mindfulness. It's not about reckless ambition or disregarding the well-being of others in pursuit of our goals. Rather, it's about finding a harmonious way to assert our will, to achieve our objectives, and to contribute positively to the world around us. It's about understanding that true power comes from within, from our ability to overcome our inner demons, to grow from our experiences, and to live our lives with integrity and purpose. Friedrich Nietzsche's will to power is a powerful philosophical concept that can profoundly impact how we approach life. It encourages us to see challenges as opportunities for growth, to pursue our passions with determination, and to continuously strive for self-improvement. By embracing this mindset, we can lead a more vibrant, empowered, and fulfilling existence, both personally and professionally. It's a philosophy that doesn't promise an easy journey, but it does promise a meaningful and rewarding one, filled with personal triumphs and the joy of self-discovery. Idea 3. Socratic questioning. The unexamined life is not worth living. This profound assertion by Socrates one of the greatest philosophers of ancient Greece, captures the essence of the Socratic method, a form of inquiry and debate designed to stimulate critical thinking and illuminate ideas. The Socratic method isn't just a pedagogical tool, it's a powerful technique for self-examination and personal growth, as relevant today as it was in ancient Athens. At its core, the Socratic method is about questioning our beliefs, our assumptions, our values, and the very way we perceive the world. It's a method that encourages us to delve deeper into our thought processes, to uncover the foundations of our convictions, and to rigorously test their validity. This relentless pursuit of questioning leads to a kind of intellectual and spiritual awakening, a realization that true wisdom lies in understanding the limits of our knowledge. Implementing the Socratic method in daily life begins with cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness. It involves adopting a stance of genuine inquiry in our interactions with the world around us. When confronted with a belief or an assumption, whether our own or someone else's, the Socratic approach prompts us to ask probing questions. Why do I believe this? What evidence supports this belief? Are there alternative perspectives I haven't considered? This method of inquiry can be applied to all areas of life, from the personal to the professional, from the mundane to the profound. For instance, consider the realm of personal fears and prejudices. These often unexamined beliefs can have a profound impact on our behavior and attitudes. By applying Socratic questioning, we can begin to unravel the underlying causes of these fears and biases. If we find ourselves anxious about a new venture or opportunity, asking ourselves why we feel this way can reveal hidden doubts or past experiences that shape our current mindset. Similarly, examining the root causes of our prejudices can lead to greater empathy and understanding, breaking down barriers that divide us. The Socratic method also teaches us to embrace the complexity of the world. In a society that often seeks simple answers to complex questions, this method encourages us to appreciate nuance and ambiguity. It teaches us that not all questions have straightforward answers, and that's okay. This realization can lead to more informed and nuanced decisions as we learn to navigate the complexities of life with a more thoughtful and open-minded approach. Moreover, this method of inquiry fosters a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. By continually questioning our beliefs and assumptions, we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We come to understand our motivations, our values, and our goals more clearly. This self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal development, leading to more authentic and fulfilling lives. The Socratic method also has significant implications for our social interactions and community involvement. In an era marked by polarization and echo chambers, this method of questioning and open dialogue can bridge divides and foster mutual understanding. By engaging in Socratic inquiry with others, we not only broaden our own perspectives but also contribute to a more thoughtful and empathetic society. However, implementing the Socratic method requires patience and humility. It involves acknowledging that we don't have all the answers and that our understanding of the world is always evolving. It requires the courage to challenge our deepest convictions and the openness to change our minds in the face of new evidence or arguments. This intellectual humility is a virtue in itself, fostering a lifelong love of learning and a willingness to grow and adapt. The Socratic method is much more than a philosophical tool. It's a way of life. It's a method that encourages us to question, to explore, to understand, and ultimately to grow. By embracing this method in our daily lives, we can develop a deeper understanding of ourselves, make more informed decisions, and engage more constructively with the world around us. It's a journey that promises not only intellectual enrichment, but also personal and spiritual growth, leading us to live lives that are not only examined but truly worth living. Idea 4. Aristotle's golden mean. Virtue is the golden mean between two vices, the one of excess and the other of deficiency. This insightful thought by Aristotle, one of the most influential philosophers in history, introduces us to the concept of the golden mean, a cornerstone of virtue ethics. Aristotle's idea of the golden mean is a call to moderation, an encouragement to find the right balance in all aspects of life. It's a principle that transcends time, offering timeless wisdom for achieving harmony and well-being. The essence of the golden mean lies in avoiding extremes. According to Aristotle, every virtue lies at a midpoint between two extremes of excess and deficiency. For instance, courage is a virtue that lies between the extremes of recklessness and cowardice. Generosity stands between prodigality and stinginess. This concept can be applied to virtually every aspect of human behavior and decision-making, offering a balanced approach to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. In the context of everyday life, applying the golden mean involves a conscious effort to find balance. Take, for example, the balance between work and leisure. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the extremes, working excessively without adequate rest, or, conversely, indulging in leisure at the expense of productivity. The golden mean teaches us to strive for a balance that allows for both professional fulfillment and personal relaxation, recognizing that both are essential for a well-rounded life. Similarly, consider the balance between courage and caution. In our personal and professional lives, we're often faced with situations that require us to take risks. Courage is necessary to seize opportunities and confront challenges, but excessive risk-taking can lead to recklessness. On the other hand, too much caution can lead to missed opportunities and a life constrained by fear. The golden mean encourages us to find a balance, to be courageous enough to take calculated risks while being cautious enough to consider potential consequences. The concept of the golden mean also extends to our emotional lives. Emotions like anger, joy, or sadness are natural, but when they are experienced in extremes, they can be destructive. Aristotle encourages us to experience these emotions in the right amount, at the right time, and for the right reasons. This balanced approach to our emotions allows us to respond to life situations in a way that is appropriate and constructive. In practicing this idea, self-reflection becomes crucial. It requires us to be mindful of our tendencies towards excess or deficiency in various areas of our lives. This might involve introspection and possibly keeping a journal to track our behaviors and attitudes. By regularly reflecting on our actions and choices, we can identify patterns of behavior that veer towards excess or deficiency and make conscious efforts to correct them. Another key aspect of practicing the golden mean is flexibility and adaptability. What constitutes a mean in one situation might be different in another. For example, what is considered courageous in one scenario might be reckless in another. The golden mean is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It requires us to be discerning and to adapt our behaviors to the specifics of each situation. Moreover, Aristotle's concept is deeply connected to the idea of personal growth and development. By constantly striving to find the right balance in our lives, we engage in a process of continual self-improvement. This pursuit of balance challenges us to develop a deeper understanding of ourselves, our values, and our goals. It encourages us to grow and evolve, not just in terms of our actions, but also in our character. However, finding this balance is not always straightforward. It requires practice, patience, and perseverance. It involves making mistakes and learning from them. It demands a level of self-awareness and honesty that can be challenging to achieve. Yet, the pursuit of the golden mean is a rewarding journey, leading to a life of harmony, satisfaction, and virtue. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean offers a powerful framework for living a balanced and ethical life. It challenges us to navigate the complexities of life with wisdom and moderation, avoiding the pitfalls of excess and deficiency. By embracing this concept, we can lead lives that are not only more balanced and harmonious, but also more virtuous and fulfilling. The golden mean is not just a philosophical idea. It's a practical guide to living well, a path to achieving a good and meaningful life. Idea 5. Existential responsibility. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. This profound statement by Friedrich Nietzsche encapsulates a central tenet of existential philosophy, the significance of finding personal meaning in life. Existentialism, a philosophical movement that gained prominence in the 20th century, posits that life inherently lacks inherent meaning. It is up to each individual to create their own sense of purpose and direction. This idea radically shifts the perspective on how we view our existence, placing the onus on us to shape our destiny and imbue our lives with our own chosen values and meanings. At the heart of existential responsibility is the concept of freedom, the freedom to choose, to create, and to live according to one's own terms. This freedom is both liberating and daunting. It liberates us from the shackles of predetermined meanings and societal expectations, allowing us to pursue our unique version of a fulfilling life. However, it also places a weighty responsibility on our shoulders, the responsibility to make choices that genuinely reflect who we are and who we want to be. This existential perspective challenges us to deeply introspect and question the very foundations of our lives. What is the why that drives us? What are the values, goals, and passions that give our life meaning? This search for personal meaning is not a superficial exercise. It is an ongoing, dynamic process that evolves with our experiences and understanding. It requires us to be honest with ourselves, to confront our fears and doubts, and to constantly redefine and refine our understanding of what makes life worth living. By embracing existential responsibility, we empower ourselves to face life's challenges with resilience and determination. Understanding our why provides us with a compass to navigate through tough times. It is the inner strength that enables us to endure hardships and setbacks, knowing that they are part of a larger journey towards a life that is truly ours. When we have a clear sense of purpose, obstacles become less daunting and hardships become bearable, as Nietzsche suggests. Furthermore, taking responsibility for our destiny means making choices that align with our true selves. In both our personal and professional lives, we are often confronted with decisions that test our values and convictions. Existential responsibility urges us to choose paths that resonate with our deepest beliefs and aspirations, even if they go against the grain of societal norms or expectations. It encourages us to be authentic in our actions and choices, to live in a way that is consistent with our personal definition of meaning and fulfillment. The existentialist viewpoint also underscores the importance of personal growth and self-realization. By continuously seeking our why, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and development. We learn more about our strengths, our weaknesses, and our potential. This process of self-exploration and growth is not just about achieving external goals. It is about becoming more in tune with ourselves, expanding our consciousness, and deepening our understanding of what it means to be truly alive. However, embracing this idea is not without its challenges. It requires a willingness to face the unknown and the courage to make choices that may not always lead to success or approval. It involves acknowledging the inherent uncertainty and unpredictability of life and accepting that our search for meaning may sometimes lead us down difficult paths. Yet, it is precisely in facing these challenges that we find our greatest potential for growth and fulfillment. Existential responsibility also has profound implications for our relationships with others. When we are guided by our own authentic why, We engage with others more genuinely and meaningfully. We form connections based on mutual respect and shared values rather than superficial or expedient reasons. This authenticity in our relationships contributes to a richer, more connected life, filled with interactions that are truly rewarding and profound. The existentialist emphasis on personal meaning and responsibility offers a powerful framework for living a life of authenticity and purpose. It challenges us to take charge of our destiny, to find our unique why, and to make choices that reflect our true selves. This journey towards existential responsibility is not always easy, but it is deeply rewarding. It leads to a life that is not only lived, but also felt deeply, a life that resonates with our innermost being, a life that is, in every sense, our own. Idea 6. Buddhist non-attachment. Attachment is the root of suffering. This profound statement attributed to Buddha lies at the heart of Buddhist philosophy and introduces us to the transformative concept of non-attachment. In the Buddhist context, this idea is not about indifference or lack of passion. Rather, it's a profound understanding that clinging too tightly to anything, be it physical objects, relationships, or even ideas, can lead to suffering. This is because everything in our world is impermanent and subject to change, and attachment can set us up for inevitable loss and the pain that comes with it. Non-attachment, as taught in Buddhism, offers a pathway to a more peaceful and contented state of mind, one that can endure through the inevitable ups and downs of life. It is a practice that encourages us to appreciate and enjoy life's experiences without becoming dependent on them for our happiness and sense of self. This doesn't mean we cannot enjoy material comforts or form deep relationships. Instead, it suggests we should engage with these aspects of life without becoming overly identified or consumed by them. To practice non-attachment in daily life, one practical and accessible tool is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves paying full attention to the present moment, observing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. This practice helps us recognize our patterns of attachment, how we cling to certain thoughts, emotions, or material possessions, and how this clinging often leads to a cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. Mindfulness allows us to experience life more fully, appreciating the present moment without grasping onto it. Another powerful practice is meditation. Through meditation, we can cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace and clarity, learning to observe the workings of our minds without getting entangled in them. Meditation offers us a space to detach from the hustle and bustle of daily life and to observe our attachments from a place of calm detachment. This helps in understanding the transient nature of our experiences and the futility of clinging to them. Practicing non-attachment also involves a conscious effort to let go of material and emotional dependencies. This doesn't mean rejecting material possessions or relationships, but rather changing our relationship with them. It's about finding contentment within ourselves and not solely in external circumstances. For instance, if we derive our sense of self-worth from career success or material wealth, we are likely to experience anxiety and disappointment because these are inherently unstable and transient. It teaches us to find a stable source of happiness and self-worth within ourselves. In terms of relationships, this concept encourages us to love freely and fully without possessing or being dependent on the other person for our happiness. It teaches us that true love is about wanting the best for others, even if that means letting them go. This approach to relationships fosters a deeper, more genuine form of connection, free from the constraints of neediness and dependency. Non-attachment also has broader implications for how we engage with the world. In a society often driven by consumerism and the pursuit of more, this concept offers a counter-narrative that emphasizes contentment and simplicity. It encourages us to question our relentless pursuit of more money, more possessions, more achievements, and to consider the possibility that true fulfillment might lie in a simpler, more detached approach to life. Moreover, this idea can lead to increased resilience. When we are less attached to specific outcomes or to our self-imposed narratives about how life should unfold, we are better equipped to handle life's uncertainties and adversities. We become more adaptable, able to navigate changes and challenges with a sense of composure and equanimity. The practice of Buddhist non-attachment offers a path to a more serene and balanced life. It invites us to let go of our clingings and to experience life more fully, with a sense of freedom and peace. By incorporating practices like mindfulness and meditation into our daily routines and consciously working to reduce our dependencies, we can cultivate a state of mind that is more content, resilient, and free. A state of mind that can profoundly transform our experience of life. Idea 7. Platonic forms and self-realization. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. This insightful observation by Plato, one of the most seminal figures in Western philosophy, introduces us to his theory of forms, which can be viewed as a metaphor for personal growth and self-realization. Plato's forms are not merely abstract entities. They represent the epitome of qualities like truth, beauty, and goodness. In the context of personal development, engaging with these forms means striving to actualize the highest and most virtuous aspects of ourselves. Plato's concept of forms suggests that the ultimate reality exists in an abstract, non-physical realm, and what we experience in the physical world are mere shadows or reflections of these perfect forms. Translating this to our personal quest for growth, it implies that our journey is about striving towards these ideal forms or virtues. It's about aspiring to embody the purest forms of qualities like integrity, compassion, and wisdom in our lives. Understanding and identifying with our own forms requires deep introspection and self-awareness. It involves asking ourselves fundamental questions about who we are and what we value most. What does truth mean to us? How do we define beauty? What does goodness look like in our daily actions? These are not just philosophical musings, they are practical inquiries that can guide our choices and behaviors, shaping our paths towards self-realization. Aligning our lives with these higher ideals is a transformative process. When we strive towards truth, we commit to honesty and authenticity in our interactions and in our understanding of the world. Seeking beauty can be about appreciating and creating harmony and balance in our lives and environments. Aspiring to goodness involves cultivating compassion, empathy, and altruism. These pursuits elevate our existence, moving us closer to our highest potential. The journey towards embodying these Platonic forms is not merely about self-improvement. It's about self-transcendence. It's about moving beyond the confines of our ego and our immediate desires and connecting with something larger and more enduring. This alignment with higher ideals brings a sense of purpose and fulfillment that transcends the fleeting pleasures and achievements of ordinary existence. In practical terms, striving for these ideals can manifest in various ways. In our professional lives, it might mean pursuing work that is not just lucrative but also meaningful and aligned with our values. In our personal lives, it could involve cultivating relationships that are based on mutual respect and genuine connection, rather than convenience or superficial attraction. Moreover, this journey is inherently challenging. It involves confronting our shortcomings and overcoming our limitations. Just as Plato's forms represent ideals that we may never perfectly realize, the process of aligning ourselves with these ideals is ongoing and dynamic. It requires continuous effort, self-reflection, and a willingness to grow and change. The quest for Platonic forms also has a communal aspect. While it is a deeply personal journey, it is not pursued in isolation. Our striving for truth, beauty, and goodness inevitably impacts those around us, influencing our relationships and communities. By embodying these ideals, we contribute to a more virtuous, harmonious, and enlightened society. However, embracing Platonic forms does not mean rejecting the physical world or our human nature. Instead, it's about finding a balance between the ideal and the real, the abstract and the concrete. It's about recognizing the beauty and value in our imperfect world, while still aspiring to higher standards of thought and behavior. Plato's theory of forms offers a rich and profound framework for understanding self-realization. By identifying and striving towards our own forms or ideals, we embark on a journey of personal transformation. This journey challenges us to conquer ourselves, to transcend our limitations, and to realize our highest potential. It's a path that leads not just to personal fulfillment, but to a deeper engagement with the world and a lasting contribution to the greater good. As we pursue these timeless ideals, we come closer to achieving that greatest victory, conquering ourselves and becoming the best versions of who we can be. As we conclude this exploration of 7 profound philosophical ideas that can reshape and enhance our lives, it is clear that philosophy is not merely an academic or abstract pursuit. Instead, it is a vital living guide that speaks directly to our experiences, struggles, and aspirations. These ideas, drawn from diverse traditions and eras, converge on a singular truth: that our lives are malleable and rich with potential for growth, understanding, and fulfillment. Through the Stoic art of indifference, we have seen how embracing what we can control and releasing our grip on what we cannot leads to a profound inner peace and resilience. Nietzsche's concept of the will to power challenges us to transform adversity into strength, urging us to rise above our circumstances and forge our destinies with courage and determination. The Socratic method empowers us to question, to reflect, and to engage deeply with the world around us, cultivating a life of thoughtful inquiry and enlightened understanding. Aristotle's golden mean teaches us the beauty of balance, reminding us that the key to virtue and indeed to a well-lived life is in avoiding the extremes of excess and deficiency. The existentialist call to responsibility and the Buddhist philosophy of non-attachment both guide us towards a deeper sense of self-awareness and autonomy, encouraging us to find our own path and to hold lightly to the transient elements of our existence. Finally, through Plato's theory of forms, we are inspired to pursue the highest ideals of truth, beauty, and goodness, striving to actualize the best within ourselves and in the world around us. Each of these philosophies offers a unique lens through which we can view and navigate our lives. They do not provide easy answers or quick fixes. Instead, they offer tools and perspectives that require contemplation, effort, and a willingness to change. These ideas challenge us to look within, to question our assumptions, and to actively participate in the shaping of our lives and our communities. Now, as we step forward from this journey through philosophical thought, we are equipped with a richer understanding and a set of powerful tools for personal development. The journey does not end here. It is an ongoing process of exploration, challenge, and growth. Philosophy is not just a subject to be studied, it is a way of life to be lived. So I encourage you to take these ideas and weave them into the fabric of your daily life. Experiment with them, challenge them, and see how they can be applied in your unique circumstances. Embrace the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Remember, it is not about perfection. It is about progress, about continually striving to be better, to live more deeply, and to make a meaningful impact on the world. In closing, remember this: You have within you the power to shape your life, to overcome your challenges, and to realize your potential. Your life is a canvas, and these philosophical ideas are your palette. With them, you can paint a life of richness, depth, and fulfillment. So, go forth with courage, with curiosity, and with an open heart. Embrace the journey, for it is yours to create, and the possibilities are limitless. Have you ever wondered what truly makes life meaningful? What if I told you that ancient wisdom holds the key to transforming your life in ways you never imagined? In this video, we're going to explore 12 powerful questions rooted in Stoic philosophy that will challenge your perspective and help you live a more fulfilling life. Picture this. You wake up each day feeling calm, centered, and in control, regardless of what life throws at you. Imagine navigating challenges with grace, finding joy in simple moments, and staying true to your values no matter what. This isn't a fantasy. It's a reality that Stoic philosophers believed anyone could achieve by asking the right questions and reflecting deeply on their answers. So, why should you stick around? Because by the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit of transformative questions that can shift your mindset, reduce stress, and bring clarity to your life's purpose. Whether you're dealing with a difficult decision, facing a personal setback, or simply looking for more meaning in your daily routine, these questions will provide the insights you need to thrive. But first, let's talk about Stoicism. Originating in ancient Greece around 300 BCE, Stoicism was founded by Zeno of Citium and later developed by philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. This philosophy isn't about suppressing emotions or being indifferent to life's events. Instead, it's about cultivating an inner strength and resilience that allows you to face life's ups and downs with equanimity and wisdom. At its core, Stoicism teaches 4 key principles: virtue, wisdom, self-control, and courage. Virtue is about living in accordance with your highest values and striving to be a good person. Wisdom involves understanding the world and making sound judgments. Self-control is about managing your desires and emotions. And courage is the ability to face difficulties and challenges with bravery and perseverance. These principles form the foundation of Stoic thought and guide the questions we'll explore today. Now let's dive into these 12 powerful questions that can change your life. The first question, what is truly within my control, is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believe that recognizing the boundaries of our control is essential for achieving inner peace and resilience. This concept is central to Epictetus's teachings, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, who asserted that we should focus only on what we can control and accept what we cannot. So, what exactly is within our control? According to the Stoics, our thoughts, actions, and reactions are within our control. We can choose how we interpret events, how we respond to them, and the decisions we make. On the other hand, external events, other people's actions, and outcomes are beyond our control. For instance, you can control how much effort you put into preparing for an exam, but you cannot control the questions that will be asked or how the examiner will grade your paper. Let's consider a practical example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. The traffic jam itself is beyond your control. However, your reaction to the situation is within your control. You can choose to get frustrated, honk your horn, and stress out, or you can take a deep breath, accept the situation, and perhaps use the time to listen to an interesting podcast or plan your meeting in your head. By focusing on what you can control, your reaction, you reduce your anxiety and maintain your composure. Another example is dealing with criticism. If someone criticizes you unfairly, Their opinion is beyond your control. However, how you respond to that criticism is within your control. You can choose to react defensively and let it ruin your day, or you can consider whether there is any constructive feedback in their comments, thank them for their perspective, and move on with your life. By focusing on what you can control, you maintain your peace of mind and protect your emotional well-being. Reflect on this for a moment. What aspects of your life are you trying to control that are actually beyond your influence? How does this attempt to control the uncontrollable contribute to your stress and anxiety? By shifting your focus to what you can control, you empower yourself and foster a more serene and balanced state of mind. This perspective can help reduce anxiety because it allows you to let go of the futile effort of trying to manage things that are simply out of your hands. The second question, what am I attaching my happiness to, invites us to examine the sources of our happiness. Many of us tie our happiness to external circumstances such as success, wealth, relationships, or social status. While these can contribute to a sense of joy, the Stoics warn against making them the sole basis of our happiness. External sources of happiness are fleeting and unpredictable. They are subject to change and can be taken away at any moment. For instance, a job promotion might bring you joy, but if your happiness is entirely dependent on that promotion, what happens if you lose your job? Stoicism encourages us to cultivate an internal source of happiness, one that is stable and enduring regardless of external circumstances. How do we find happiness within? The Stoics suggest focusing on living virtuously and aligning our actions with our core values. Happiness, in this context, comes from being a good person, acting with integrity, and developing inner qualities such as wisdom, courage, and self-control. For example, finding joy in the act of helping others, learning new things, or simply appreciating the beauty of nature can be sources of internal happiness that are less susceptible to external changes. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Where does your happiness come from? Are you overly reliant on external factors? How can you cultivate a deeper, more internal sense of joy? By identifying and nurturing these internal sources of happiness, you build a more resilient foundation for a fulfilling life. For instance, think about the activities that make you feel truly content and fulfilled. Are they dependent on external approval or success? Or do they stem from a sense of personal achievement and alignment with your values? Maybe you find happiness in creating art, not because it earns you accolades, but because it allows you to express yourself authentically. Or perhaps you find joy in spending time with loved ones, not because of any material gain, but because of the meaningful connections you share. Reflect on where your happiness comes from and how you can cultivate inner joy. By focusing on internal sources of happiness, you can create a more stable and enduring sense of fulfillment that is less vulnerable to external changes. The third question, how would a sage respond to this situation, encourages us to consider how a wise and virtuous person would handle challenges. In Stoic philosophy, a sage is someone who embodies the highest ideals of wisdom and virtue. While achieving the status of a sage is an aspirational goal, striving to emulate a sage's responses can guide us towards better decision-making and greater inner peace. A Stoic sage would respond to difficulties with calm, rationality, and virtue. For instance, if faced with a personal attack or criticism, a sage would not react with anger or defensiveness. Instead, they might seek to understand the critic's perspective, remain composed, and respond with measured and thoughtful words. This approach not only diffuses the situation, but also upholds the sage's integrity and self-respect. Consider a common challenge, dealing with failure. When we fail at something important to us, it's easy to feel disheartened and give up. However, a sage would view failure as an opportunity for growth and learning. They would analyze what went wrong, take responsibility for their actions, and use the experience to improve. This mindset turns setbacks into valuable lessons and keeps us moving forward with resilience and determination. Another example could be handling stress at work. Imagine you have a looming deadline and an overwhelming amount of tasks to complete. A sage-like response would involve staying organized, prioritizing tasks based on importance, and seeking help if needed. Instead of panicking or procrastinating, the sage would remain focused and composed, ensuring that their actions are efficient and effective. Think of a current problem you're facing. How would a sage handle it? Visualize their calm demeanor, thoughtful analysis, and virtuous actions. By adopting a sage-like approach, you can navigate challenges more effectively and cultivate a sense of inner peace and strength. This reflective exercise can help you find practical solutions to your problems while maintaining your integrity and composure. The fourth question, what is my role in this situation, prompts us to recognize our responsibilities and contributions in any given scenario. Understanding our role helps us focus our efforts where they can be most effective and prevents us from getting overwhelmed by factors beyond our control. When we identify our role, we gain clarity on what actions we need to take and how we can positively influence the outcome. In any situation, we have a specific role to play. This role might be defined by our job, relationships, or personal goals. For example, if you're a team leader at work, your role is to guide your team, make strategic decisions, and ensure that projects are completed successfully. If you're a parent, your role involves caring for and nurturing your children, teaching them values and supporting their growth. Recognizing your role helps you stay grounded and focused. It clarifies what is expected of you and what you should prioritize. Let's consider a common scenario, a conflict with a colleague. In such a situation, your role might be to mediate and find a resolution that benefits both parties. By understanding this, you can approach the conflict with a clear mind and a focus on finding common ground rather than escalating the dispute. You can listen actively, empathize with the other person's perspective, and work collaboratively to resolve the issue. Recognizing your role also helps you manage personal relationships. For instance, in a family disagreement, your role might be to provide support and understanding rather than to win the argument. By focusing on your responsibility to maintain a harmonious and supportive environment, you can navigate the conflict with compassion and patience. Reflect on a recent conflict or challenging situation. What was your role in that scenario? How could focusing on your specific responsibilities have helped you manage the situation better? By clearly defining and embracing our roles, we can act more effectively and maintain our sense of purpose. This approach not only helps in resolving conflicts but also in making everyday decisions, as it provides a clear framework for understanding what we need to do and why it matters. The fifth question, what virtues can I practice right now, encourages us to actively embody Stoic virtues in our daily lives. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living virtuously, and this question helps us identify opportunities to practice virtues such as courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom. These virtues are the foundation of a good character and guide our actions toward moral excellence. Courage, in Stoic terms, means the ability to face challenges and fears with bravery. It's about standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult or unpopular. You can practice courage by speaking out against injustice, trying new experiences that scare you, or standing firm in your values despite peer pressure. For example, if you see someone being treated unfairly, courage might mean intervening or supporting the person, even if it feels uncomfortable. Justice involves treating others with fairness and respect, ensuring that everyone is given their due. Practicing justice can be as simple as acknowledging others' contributions, being honest in your dealings, or standing up for those who are marginalized. In your daily life, you might practice justice by being fair in your judgments, ensuring you give credit where it's due and treating everyone with respect, regardless of their status or background. Temperance is the virtue of self-control and moderation. It's about managing your desires and impulses to maintain balance in your life. You can practice temperance by setting limits on indulgences, controlling your reactions to provocations, or maintaining a balanced approach to work and leisure. For instance, temperance could mean not overeating when you're stressed or refraining from making impulsive purchases. Wisdom is the ability to make sound judgments based on knowledge and understanding. It involves critical thinking, reflection, and learning from experiences. You can practice wisdom by seeking knowledge, reflecting on your experiences, and making informed decisions. In everyday situations, wisdom might involve taking the time to understand different perspectives before forming an opinion or learning from past mistakes to improve future action. Take a moment to reflect on today. Which virtue can you focus on and practice right now? Identify specific actions you can take to embody this virtue. For example, if you choose courage, you might decide to speak up in a meeting where you have a valuable point to share. If you choose temperance, you might set a goal to maintain a balanced schedule that includes time for work, rest, and self-care. By consciously practicing virtues, you can enhance your character, build stronger relationships, and lead a more fulfilling life. The sixth question, what is the worst that can happen? Introduces the Stoic practice of negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario to reduce fear and anxiety. While it might seem counterintuitive, envisioning potential problems helps us prepare mentally and emotionally, making us more resilient. Negative visualization is not about being pessimistic, it's about building mental strength. By contemplating the worst possible outcomes, we become less afraid of them and more capable of dealing with them if they occur. For example, if you're worried about a job interview, imagine the worst-case scenario. You might not get the job. Accepting this possibility helps you realize that even if it happens, you can handle it. You'll find other opportunities and life will go on. Another example is dealing with a health issue. Imagine you're awaiting results from a medical test and you're anxious about the outcome. Practicing negative visualization, you would consider the worst-case scenario. The results might show a serious condition. By imagining this, you can mentally prepare for the steps you would need to take, seeking treatment, adjusting your lifestyle, or finding support. This preparation reduces the shock and fear if the worst does happen and helps you feel more in control. Negative visualization also helps in everyday situations. For instance, if you're planning an outdoor event, imagine it rains on that day. By considering this possibility, you can prepare alternative plans such as arranging for tents or finding an indoor venue. This reduces your anxiety about the weather and ensures that you're ready to handle the situation if it arises. Reflect on a situation that's causing you anxiety. What's the worst that can happen? Visualize this scenario in detail and consider how you would cope with it. Think about the resources you would need, the actions you would take, and the support you might seek. By facing your fears head-on, you can reduce their power over you and approach situations with greater confidence and calm. The seventh question, am I being driven by desire or aversion, asks us to examine the motivations behind our actions. In Stoic philosophy, desire refers to the pursuit of things we believe will bring us pleasure, while aversion refers to the avoidance of things we believe will bring us pain. These two primary drivers of human behavior can often lead us astray if not managed properly. Desires can range from basic needs like food and shelter to more complex wants like wealth, status, and approval. While some desires are natural and necessary, others can become excessive and lead to negative consequences. For instance, an excessive desire for wealth might drive someone to work long hours at the expense of their health and relationships. Stoicism teaches us to practice moderation and self-control, ensuring that our desires do not dominate our lives. Aversions, on the other hand, are things we try to avoid because they cause discomfort or fear. These can include anything from physical pain to social rejection. While it's natural to avoid pain, allowing aversions to control our actions can limit our growth and potential. For example, avoiding public speaking due to fear of embarrassment can hinder personal and professional development. Stoicism encourages us to confront our fears and accept discomfort as a part of life, which helps us build resilience. Stoic strategies for managing desires and aversions involve practicing self-awareness and rational thinking. First, identify your desires and aversions by reflecting on your thoughts and actions. Ask yourself why you want or avoid certain things. Are these desires and aversions based on rational needs and values, or are they driven by irrational fears and societal pressures? Next, apply Stoic principles to moderate these drivers. For desires, practice temperance by setting limits and focusing on what is essential. Remind yourself that true happiness comes from within and is not dependent on external possessions or achievements. For aversions, practice courage by facing your fears gradually. Understand that discomfort and challenges are opportunities for growth and that avoiding them only limits your potential. Reflect on a recent decision. Was it driven by desire or aversion? How did this influence your actions and the outcome? By becoming aware of these drivers, you can make more conscious choices that align with your true values and lead to greater fulfillment. The eighth question, how can I use this challenge as an opportunity for growth? Encourages us to adopt a growth mindset, a concept deeply rooted in the Stoic philosophy of amor fati, which means love of fate. Amor fati is the idea that we should embrace all events in our lives, including the difficulties and hardships, as necessary and beneficial parts of our journey. Stoics believe that every obstacle presents a chance to develop our character and abilities. When we face challenges, instead of seeing them as setbacks, we can view them as opportunities to practice resilience, patience, and creativity. This perspective transforms obstacles into stepping stones for personal growth and improvement. Consider a situation where you're facing a significant challenge, such as a failure or a personal loss. It's natural to feel disappointed or discouraged, but Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the immediate pain and identify ways in which this experience can help us grow. For instance, a job loss, while initially stressful, might push you to develop new skills, explore different career paths, or even start your own business. A personal loss might deepen your empathy and strengthen your relationships with others. To apply this concept, start by accepting the reality of the challenge. Instead of resisting or denying it, embrace it as part of your journey. Next, analyze the situation and identify what you can learn from it. What skills can you develop? What strengths can you build? How can this experience make you a better person? Finally, take proactive steps to turn the challenge into an opportunity. Set goals, seek support, and stay committed to your growth. Identify a current challenge you're facing and brainstorm how it could lead to personal growth. Consider the skills you can develop, the lessons you can learn, and the strengths you can build. By embracing challenges with a growth mindset, you transform obstacles into valuable opportunities for self-improvement. The ninth question, what can I be grateful for right now, emphasizes the importance of gratitude in Stoic philosophy. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, enhancing our overall well-being and appreciation for life. The Stoics believe that practicing gratitude helps cultivate a positive and resilient mindset. Gratitude involves recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of our lives, no matter how small. This could be the support of a friend, the beauty of nature, or a simple meal. By regularly reflecting on what we're grateful for, we cultivate a more positive and content mindset. This practice can improve our mental health, strengthen our relationships, and increase our overall happiness. To cultivate gratitude, start by making it a daily practice. Set aside a few minutes each day to reflect on what you're thankful for. You can do this in the morning to set a positive tone for the day, or in the evening to reflect on the good things that happened. Writing down your thoughts in a gratitude journal can also be helpful, as it allows you to revisit these positive reflections and reinforces the habit. Gratitude can also be practiced through mindful awareness. Throughout your day, take moments to pause and appreciate the little things around you. It might be the warmth of the sun, the taste of your favorite food, or the laughter of a loved one. These small moments of appreciation can have a significant impact on your overall sense of well-being. Another way to practice gratitude is by expressing it to others. Let the people in your life know that you appreciate them. A simple thank you note, a kind word, or a thoughtful gesture can strengthen your relationships and spread positivity. Reflect on what you can be grateful for right now. List 3 things you appreciate in your life. They could be big or small, tangible or intangible. By making gratitude a daily practice, you can increase your happiness and build a more resilient outlook on life. This simple yet powerful practice helps you focus on the positive aspects of your life, making you more appreciative and content. The 10th question, how would I act if I had no fear, encourages us to examine the role fear plays in our lives and how it influences our actions. Fear is a powerful emotion that can often hold us back from reaching our full potential. It can prevent us from taking risks, trying new things, and pursuing our dreams. By understanding and addressing our fears, we can unlock new opportunities and live more authentically. Fear impacts our actions in many ways. It can cause us to avoid challenges, procrastinate on important tasks, or settle for less than we deserve. For example, the fear of failure might stop someone from starting a new business, even if they have a great idea and the skills to succeed. The fear of rejection might prevent someone from expressing their true feelings to a loved one, leading to missed opportunities for deeper connections. Stoic philosophy offers several techniques for overcoming fear. One such technique is the practice of negative visualization, which involves imagining the worst-case scenario and preparing for it mentally and emotionally. By facing the possibility of failure or rejection in our minds, we become less afraid of it and more confident in our ability to handle it if it happens. Another Stoic technique is focusing on what is within our control. Often, our fears are based on outcomes that are beyond our control. By concentrating on our actions and responses rather than the results, we can reduce anxiety and take proactive steps towards our goals. For instance, if you fear public speaking, you can focus on preparing thoroughly and delivering your message clearly rather than worrying about the audience's reaction. Additionally, Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort and view it as a natural part of growth. By gradually exposing ourselves to situations that make us uncomfortable, we can build resilience and reduce the power of fear over our lives. This might involve taking small steps outside your comfort zone, such as speaking up in a meeting or trying a new hobby, and gradually increasing the level of challenge. Envision how you would live if fear didn't hold you back. What goals would you pursue? What risks would you take? How would your relationships and career change? By imagining a life without fear, you can gain clarity on what truly matters to you and take steps to overcome the barriers that are holding you back. Reflect on the actions you would take if you were not afraid and consider how you can start implementing them in your life today. The 11th question, what is my guiding principle, encourages us to define a personal philosophy or mission statement that guides our actions and decisions. Having a clear guiding principle helps us stay aligned with our values and purpose, providing direction and consistency in our lives. A guiding principle can be a statement or a set of values that reflect what is most important to you. For example, your guiding principle might be to act with integrity, show compassion, or pursue continuous growth. By defining this principle, you create a compass that directs your choices and actions, ensuring that you stay true to yourself even in challenging situations. To define your guiding principle, start by reflecting on your core values. What qualities do you admire in others? What principles do you want to embody in your own life? Consider writing down a few key values that resonate with you, such as honesty, kindness, or perseverance. Next, think about how these values can be translated into a guiding principle. For instance, if you value honesty, your guiding principle might be, always speak the truth, even when it is difficult. Aligning your actions with your guiding principle involves regularly assessing your decisions and behaviors to ensure they reflect your values. This might mean making tough choices, such as standing up for what you believe in or admitting when you are wrong. It also involves being mindful of how your actions impact others and striving to act in a way that is consistent with your principles. Write down your guiding principle and consider how it influences your decisions. Reflect on recent actions and decisions. Did they align with your guiding principle? If not, what changes can you make to better align your actions with your values? By consciously living according to your guiding principle, you create a sense of purpose and integrity that enhances your overall well-being and satisfaction. The 12th question, am I living according to my values, invites us to regularly assess our actions to ensure they align with our core beliefs. Living according to our values leads to greater authenticity and fulfillment, as it allows us to act in a way that is true to ourselves and our principles. Our values are the principles that matter most to us, such as honesty, kindness, and responsibility. By evaluating our actions against these values, we can identify areas where we are falling short and make necessary adjustments. This practice helps us stay true to ourselves and live with integrity, even in the face of external pressures or challenges. To assess whether you are living according to your values, start by listing your core values. What principles do you hold dear? What qualities do you strive to embody in your daily life? Once you have identified your values, reflect on your recent actions and decisions. Did they align with these values? For example, if you value honesty, consider whether you have been truthful in your interactions. If you value kindness, think about whether you have acted with compassion towards others. If you find that your actions are not fully aligned with your values, don't be discouraged. Recognizing this misalignment is the first step towards making positive changes. Reflect on why you might have acted out of alignment with your values and identify any external pressures or internal fears that influenced your behavior. Consider what steps you can take to realign your actions with your values. This might involve setting new goals, seeking support from others, or practicing self-compassion and forgiveness. Evaluate your recent actions and ensure they reflect your values. What changes can you make to better align your actions with your core beliefs? By regularly assessing and realigning your actions with your values, you can create a more authentic and fulfilling life. This practice not only enhances your sense of integrity, but also builds trust and respect in your relationships with others. As we wrap up, let's quickly recap the 12 powerful questions that can transform your life through the lens of Stoic philosophy. These questions are designed to help you navigate life with wisdom, courage, and clarity. 1. What is truly within my control? Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and responses, and let go of what you cannot. 2. What am I attaching my happiness to? Cultivate inner joy by focusing on internal sources of happiness rather than external circumstances. 3. How would a sage respond to this situation? Imagine how a wise and virtuous person would handle challenges and strive to emulate their response. 4. What is my role in this situation? Understand your responsibilities and focus on how you can positively contribute to any scenario. 5. What virtues can I practice right now? Identify and practice key Stoic virtues such as courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom in your daily life. 6. What is the worst that can happen? Use negative visualization to mentally prepare for challenges and reduce fear and anxiety. 7. Am I being driven by desire or aversion? Examine the motivations behind your actions and strive for balance by managing desires and aversions. 8. How can I use this challenge as an opportunity for growth? Embrace difficulties as chances to develop your character and abilities. 9. What can I be grateful for right now? Practice gratitude daily to enhance your well-being and appreciation for life. 10. How would I act if I had no fear? Envision a life without fear and take steps to overcome barriers that hold you back. 11. What is my guiding principle? Define a personal philosophy that aligns with your values and guides your actions. 12. Am I living according to my values? Regularly assess your actions to ensure they reflect your core beliefs and make adjustments as needed. These questions are more than just philosophical musings, they are practical tools for self-reflection and growth. By regularly contemplating these questions, you can cultivate a Stoic mindset that empowers you to face life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Reflect on these questions often, perhaps daily or weekly, and consider writing down your thoughts and insights in a journal. This practice will help you stay mindful of your actions and ensure that you are living in alignment with your values and principles. Remember, personal growth and self-improvement are ongoing journeys. It's important to be patient and compassionate with yourself as you navigate this path. The wisdom of Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to shape our own destinies through our thoughts and actions. By embracing these questions, you can develop a stronger, more resilient character and lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life. As you move forward, keep these questions close to your heart. Let them guide you through difficult times and help you celebrate the good moments. The journey towards wisdom and virtue is not always easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. You have the ability to create positive change in your life and the lives of those around you. I encourage you to take these Stoic principles to heart and make them a part of your daily routine. Reflect on these questions, embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, and strive to live a life of virtue and integrity. Remember, the power to change your life lies within you. You are capable of achieving great things, and with the wisdom of Stoicism, you can navigate any obstacle with grace and resilience. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. These powerful words by Ayn Rand encapsulate a philosophy that has inspired, challenged, and provoked thought across generations. Today we dive deep into the mind of this enigmatic figure, a novelist, a philosopher, and an unapologetic advocate for the individual. Ayn Rand, born Alisa Zinovyevna Rosenbaum in 1905 in Russia, witnessed the horrors of the Bolshevik Revolution, an experience that profoundly shaped her philosophy and writing. Her journey to the United States in 1926 marked the beginning of an era where she would not only find her voice but also challenge the philosophical norms of her time. Rand's novels, Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead, are not just stories, they're manifestos. The Fountainhead, published in 1943, introduces us to Howard Rourke, an architect who chooses to struggle in obscurity rather than compromise his artistic vision. This novel is a celebration of the creative individual, fighting against the tide of mediocrity and collectivism. It's about the triumph of the human spirit against overwhelming odds. Atlas Shrugged, Rand's magnum opus, takes this a step further. Published in 1957, it weaves a dystopian tapestry where society's most productive members choose to withdraw their talents in protest against a parasitic system. This novel is not just a story, it's a philosophical exploration of Rand's vision of an ideal society. But what exactly is this vision? This is where we enter the world of objectivism, Rand's unique philosophy. Objectivism rests on the pillars of rational self-interest, individualism, and the pursuit of one's own happiness. It argues that the moral purpose of one's life is the pursuit of one's own happiness or rational self-interest, and that the only social system consistent with this morality is one that respects individual rights embodied in laissez-faire capitalism. Rand's philosophy is often misunderstood as a callous endorsement of selfishness. However, a closer look reveals something more nuanced. It is a celebration of the individual's potential and a call to live with integrity and purpose. Rand challenges us to think, to question, and to dare to stand alone if necessary. In today's exploration, we delve into 7 transformative lessons from Ayn Rand's philosophy. These lessons are not just abstract concepts, they are practical tools for self-development. They challenge us to look within and question the societal norms that often go unchallenged. They invite us to embrace our individuality, to value our own judgment, and to carve our own path in the pursuit of happiness. As we embark on this journey together, remember that the essence of Rand's philosophy is not in blind adherence, but in the courage to think and live independently. Each lesson we will explore is a stepping stone towards understanding not just Rand's vision, but also our own potential in this vast, complex world. Moving on from our introduction to Ayn Rand and her philosophy, we now delve into the first of the 7 transformative lessons from her teachings, the virtue of selfishness. Ayn Rand's concept of selfishness is often misinterpreted, leading to misconceptions about her philosophy. To understand this lesson, we need to redefine what selfishness means in the context of Rand's objectivism. For Rand, selfishness is not about mindless greed or the exploitation of others. Instead, it is about rational self-interest, the understanding that one's primary moral obligation is to achieve one's own well-being and happiness. Rand famously said, "To say I love you, one must first know how to say the I." This encapsulates her belief that understanding and valuing oneself is a prerequisite to meaningful relationships and contributions to society. She argues that only when individuals prioritize their values and goals can they truly live fulfilling lives and in turn positively impact those around them. This concept directly challenges the traditional view that regards selfishness as inherently negative. Conventional moral teachings often promote self-sacrifice and altruism as the highest virtues, suggesting that prioritizing one's own interests is morally wrong. Rand turns this notion on its head. asserting that sacrificing one's own values and well-being for others is not only detrimental to oneself, but also to society. She believed that a society that respects individual rights and fosters self-responsibility would be more just and prosperous. To illustrate this, consider the story of a brilliant scientist who sacrifices his research to please his family, or an artist who abandons her vision to conform to societal standards. In both scenarios, the individuals deny their true selves, leading to a life of regret and unfulfilled potential. Conversely, imagine these individuals pursuing their passions and using their unique talents to their fullest. Not only would they achieve personal happiness and fulfillment, but they would also contribute significantly to society. Rand's idea of rational self-interest does not advocate for a life devoid of generosity or kindness. Rather, it suggests that these virtues should stem from a genuine alignment with one's values, and not from a sense of duty or guilt. For instance, a businessman who invests in a venture he truly believes in, or a teacher who dedicates her life to education because it's her passion, are both practicing Rand's ideal of rational self-interest. This lesson, therefore, is a call to introspect and identify what truly matters to us as individuals. It encourages us to set goals that resonate with our deepest values and to pursue them diligently. In doing so, we are not only asserting our right to personal happiness, but also setting a foundation for a life that is rich, fulfilling, and authentic. As we reflect on this lesson, it's important to recognize the courage it takes to live by this principle. It requires us to sometimes stand against societal norms, to face criticism, and to uphold our convictions even when it's challenging. Yet, the reward is a life lived on our own terms, a life where we are the authors of our destiny. The virtue of selfishness as taught by Ayn Rand is not about egotism or disregard for others. It's about recognizing and honoring our own worth, aspirations, and happiness. It's a celebration of the human spirit and its potential for greatness when unshackled from the chains of self-denial and sacrificial morality. As we progress through the other lessons from Rand's philosophy, this foundational concept of rational self-interest will be a recurring theme underpinning the journey towards self-development and personal excellence. Lesson 2: The importance of rational thinking. Ayn Rand held that reason is man's only means of grasping reality and his primary source of knowledge. According to Rand, the human mind is not just capable of reasoning, but is fundamentally reliant on it for survival and flourishing. She asserts, reason is not automatic. Those who deny it cannot be conquered by it. Do not count on them. Leave them alone. This quote highlights the centrality of reason in her philosophy. It is a tool that needs to be actively engaged and cannot be taken for granted. In Rand's view, all knowledge starts with the evidence of the senses, our direct interaction with the world. From this sensory data, the mind uses reason to form concepts, integrate ideas, and make judgments. She vehemently opposed the notion of inherent knowledge or mysticism as sources of understanding. For Rand, acknowledging reason as the primary source of knowledge is acknowledging the power of the human mind to understand the world and shape our destiny within it. Critical thinking and logic are the cornerstones of rational thinking. They allow individuals to analyze information, discern truth from falsehood, and make decisions based on evidence rather than emotion or hearsay. In Rand's philosophy, the ability to think critically and logically is not just a skill, but a moral duty. It is through this rigorous process of thought that individuals can come to understand the world around them and their place within it. the application of rational thinking is crucial in decision-making. Rand believed that every choice we make shapes our lives and that these choices should be guided by rational thought rather than whims or societal pressures. This means evaluating options based on their long-term consequences, potential benefits, and alignment with one's values and goals. It is through this reasoned evaluation that individuals can make choices that lead to true fulfillment and success. Rand's emphasis on rational thinking extends to ethics as well. She argues that to live morally, one must live rationally. This means making ethical choices based on a rational understanding of one's self-interest, the facts of reality, and the potential impact on one's life and goals. For Rand, ethical living is not about following arbitrary rules or commands, but about making choices that are in one's rational best interest. In the context of society, Rand advocates for a system where rational thinking is at the forefront of public discourse and policy. She believed that a society that values reason is one that promotes freedom, innovation, and progress. In such a society, individuals are free to think, to question, and to innovate, leading to advancements in science, technology, and the arts. Rand also placed a significant emphasis on education in fostering rational thinking. She believed that education should not just impart knowledge, but should teach individuals how to think, to analyze, to question, and to reason. An educational system based on these principles would produce individuals capable of independent thought, innovation, and responsible citizenship. For personal growth, Rand posits that engaging in rational thinking allows individuals to understand themselves better, to identify their values, and to set meaningful goals. It is through the process of rational self-reflection and analysis that individuals can grow, overcome challenges, and achieve personal fulfillment. Contrary to the belief that creativity is purely an emotional or mystical process, Rand argues that creativity too is a product of rational thought. In her view, creativity involves using reason to integrate existing knowledge in new and innovative ways. It is the rational mind that enables artists, writers, and inventors to create works that are both original and meaningful. In discussing the importance of rational thinking, it is also crucial to acknowledge the challenges it faces in contemporary society. These include emotionalism, subjectivism, and the rejection of objective reality. Rand argued that these trends are detrimental not just to individual well-being, but to the health of society as a whole. She advocated for a culture that values and promotes rational discourse, scientific inquiry, and objective analysis. The lesson of the importance of rational thinking in Ayn Rand's philosophy is a call to recognize and embrace reason as our primary tool for understanding the world, making decisions, and living ethically. It is a call to cultivate critical thinking and logic, to value education and rational discourse, and to create a society where reason is respected and revered. Embracing this lesson is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about building a foundation for a life of purpose, achievement, and true happiness. Lesson 3. Individualism over collectivism. Ayn Rand staunchly believed in the supremacy of individual rights and freedoms over any form of collective or state control. She posited that each person is an end in themselves and should never be a means to the ends of others. Rand articulates this idea vividly when she asserts, "The smallest minority on earth is the individual. Those who deny individual rights cannot claim to be defenders of minorities." This statement underscores her belief that the protection of individual rights is the only true safeguard against tyranny and oppression. For Rand, individualism is not just a personal stance, but the bedrock of a just and progressive society. She envisioned a social order where individuals are free to pursue their own lives and happiness, unencumbered by undue state control or collective coercion. In her novel Atlas Shrugged, the protagonists epitomize this ideal. They are individuals who assert their right to live and work on their own terms, rejecting the demands of a society that seeks to exploit their talents and creativity for the so-called common good. Rand believed that individualism is the fountainhead of creativity and innovation. She argued that all great achievements in science, technology, art, and literature are the products of individual minds working freely and without constraint. In her view, creativity thrives in an environment where individuals are free to think, experiment, and express themselves without fear of censorship or reprisal. The unique visions and innovations of individuals push society forward, challenging the status quo and leading to progress. Personal growth and self-realization, according to Rand, are possible only in an environment that respects individual autonomy. Each person should have the freedom to set their own goals, make their own choices, and live according to their own values. This freedom is essential for discovering one's passions, developing one's talents, and achieving personal fulfillment. Rand's characters like Howard Rourke in The Fountainhead embody this philosophy. Rourke, an architect, refuses to compromise his artistic vision even when it means facing rejection and poverty. His integrity and dedication to his individual vision represent the ideal of personal growth through steadfast adherence to one's values. In contrast to individualism, collectivism, according to Rand, subjugates the individual to the group, whether that group is defined by class, race, or some other collective identity. Collectivist thinking, in her view, leads to a loss of personal autonomy and ultimately to tyranny. It stifles creativity and innovation because it demands conformity and discourages independent thought. In a collectivist society, the unique talents and aspirations of individuals are sacrificed for the group's perceived needs, leading to a culture of mediocrity and stagnation. Collectivism, Rand argues, not only limits personal freedom and growth, but also harms society as a whole. When individuals are not free to pursue their own interests and develop their unique talents, society loses out on the potential contributions they could have made. Collectivism leads to a situation where instead of diverse, innovative ideas flourishing, a homogenized set of beliefs and practices takes precedence, stifling progress and leading to cultural and economic stagnation. In the realms of economics and politics, Rand's advocacy for individualism translates into support for laissez-faire capitalism and limited government. She believed that when individuals are free to trade and compete in the market, it leads to efficient allocation of resources, innovation, and wealth creation. Politically, she championed a system that protects individual rights and freedoms, arguing that such a system provides the best environment for human flourishing. The lesson of individualism over collectivism in Ayn Rand's philosophy is a profound assertion of the rights and freedoms of the individual. It is a call to recognize and honor the unique value and potential of each person. By championing individualism, Rand provides a framework for personal growth, creativity, and societal progress, contrasting sharply with the limitations and dangers of collectivist thinking. This lesson is a reminder of the importance of protecting and valuing individual rights as the foundation for a free, prosperous, and vibrant society. Lesson 4. The role of purpose. Ayn Rand passionately advocated for the idea that having a central purpose in life is essential for happiness and success. She believed that purpose acts as the guiding force in an individual's life, providing direction and meaning. In her words, a central purpose serves to integrate all the other concerns of a man's life. It establishes the hierarchy, the relative importance of his values. It saves him from pointless inner conflicts. This statement encapsulates her belief that a life without purpose is a life adrift, susceptible to external influences and internal confusion. Identifying one's purpose is a deeply introspective process. It involves looking inward to understand what truly drives and motivates you as an individual. This could be a passion for a particular field, a desire to achieve a specific goal, or a dedication to a set of values. Rand's characters often embody this pursuit of purpose, such as Rourke in The Fountainhead, whose purpose is his architectural vision, or Dani Taggart in Atlas Shrugged, driven by her love for running the railroad and making it successful. The journey to finding one's purpose often begins with self-reflection and a deep examination of one's values, interests, and talents. It's about asking oneself questions like, what am I passionate about? What gives me a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment? What are my natural talents and strengths? How can I contribute to the world in a meaningful way? This process may take time and can involve trial and error as individuals explore different paths and learn more about themselves. Once a sense of purpose is identified, the next step is to actively pursue it. This involves setting specific, achievable goals that align with one's purpose. It requires determination, resilience, and a willingness to overcome obstacles and challenges. Pursuing one's purpose often demands stepping out of comfort zones, taking risks, and making sacrifices. However, the fulfillment and satisfaction derived from living a purpose-driven life make these challenges worth confronting. Rand emphasizes the importance of aligning one's actions with their life's purpose. This means consistently making choices and decisions that support and advance one's central purpose. It involves prioritizing activities and commitments that are in line with one's goals and values and saying no to those that are not. This alignment is crucial for maintaining focus, conserving energy, and making consistent progress towards one's goals. In Rand's view, happiness and success are byproducts of living in accordance with one's purpose. When individuals engage in work and activities that resonate with their core values and aspirations, they experience a sense of joy and accomplishment. This is not a transient happiness, but a deep, enduring sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing one is living authentically and making a meaningful contribution to their chosen field or cause. Living a purpose-driven life also has a significant impact on one's self-esteem. Achieving goals and realizing one's vision fosters a sense of competence and self-worth. It reinforces the belief in one's abilities and the value of one's contributions. High self-esteem in turn fuels further achievements, creating a positive cycle of growth and success. Pursuing one's purpose is not without its challenges. It often involves facing skepticism, criticism, and opposition. As illustrated in Rand's novels, where her protagonists battle societal norms and expectations. However, these challenges are integral to the journey and test the strength of one's commitment to their purpose. The lesson of the role of purpose in Ayn Rand's philosophy is a powerful call to action. It urges individuals to find their central purpose in life and to align their actions with this purpose. This alignment is not just a path to personal happiness and success. It is a moral imperative that drives individuals to achieve their fullest potential. Embracing this lesson means embarking on a journey of self-discovery, setting meaningful goals, and living a life that is true to one's deepest values and aspirations. Lesson 5. The Ethics of Productiveness. In Ayn Rand's philosophy, productiveness is not just a practical necessity, but a moral virtue. She asserts that the act of creating value through productive work is not merely a means to an end, but an end in itself. Rand eloquently states, "Productive achievement is a consequence and an expression of health and self-esteem." For Rand, productiveness is an expression of one's rationality, a manifestation of one's ability to think, plan, and create. It is through productive work that individuals can actualize their ideas, utilize their skills, and contribute to society. Productiveness, in Rand's view, is the process through which humans sustain their existence and improve their quality of life. It involves applying one's mind and effort to create goods, services, or ideas that have value. This value creation is not limited to economic terms, but encompasses artistic, scientific, and intellectual achievements as well. Rand's characters, like Hank Rearden in Atlas Shrugged, epitomize this virtue through their dedication to their work and their relentless pursuit of innovation and excellence. Productive work plays a vital role in building and maintaining self-esteem. Rand believed that self-esteem is rooted in the knowledge that one is capable of facing the challenges of life. Through productive work, individuals not only prove their competence to themselves, but also gain a sense of pride and accomplishment. This sense of achievement is crucial for an individual's self-worth and overall well-being. To find meaning and value in one's work, it is essential to engage in a career or occupation that aligns with one's skills, interests, and values. This involves introspection to understand what one is passionate about and what kind of work resonates with one's personal identity. It means seeking roles that challenge and engage, where the individual can see the impact of their efforts and feel a sense of contribution. Setting clear and achievable career goals is another important aspect of finding meaning in work. Goals provide direction and a sense of purpose in one's professional life. They should be challenging yet realistic, pushing the individual to grow while providing a clear path to success. Achieving these goals contributes to a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the individual's belief in their abilities. Innovation and creativity are key components of productiveness. Rand encourages individuals to think outside the box, challenge conventional wisdom, and bring new ideas to fruition. This creative aspect of work is not confined to traditionally creative fields. It applies to all forms of productive work, from entrepreneurship to scientific research to the arts. Continuous learning and skill development are crucial for maintaining and enhancing one's productiveness. In an ever-changing world, staying abreast of new technologies, methodologies, and industry trends is vital. This not only enhances an individual's ability to contribute effectively, but also ensures ongoing personal and professional growth. While emphasizing the importance of work, it is also important to balance professional commitments with other aspects of life. This includes personal relationships, leisure activities, and personal health. A balanced life ensures that one is not only productive, but also healthy and fulfilled in all areas. In any productive endeavor, challenges and setbacks are inevitable. Rand's philosophy teaches resilience in the face of obstacles. It's important to view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as insurmountable barriers. Persistence, adaptability, and a positive attitude are key in overcoming these obstacles and continuing on the path of productive work. The lesson of the ethics of productiveness in Ayn Rand's philosophy is a celebration of the human capacity to create, innovate, and add value to the world. It underscores the importance of productive work in achieving self-esteem, personal growth, and fulfillment. By embracing productiveness as a moral virtue, individuals can lead a life of purpose, contribute meaningfully to society, and achieve a sense of satisfaction and pride in their accomplishments. Lesson 6: Integrity and Moral Principles. Ayn Rand placed an extraordinary emphasis on the virtue of integrity, viewing it as essential to living a moral and fulfilling life. She defined integrity as the refusal to compromise one's convictions for the sake of convenience or social approval. In her words, integrity is the ability to stand by an idea. This assertion encapsulates the essence of her view on integrity. It is about unwavering adherence to one's principles, regardless of external pressures or temptations. For Rand, principles are not abstract concepts, but practical guidelines for living. They are derived from a rational understanding of reality and one's nature as a rational being. Living by these principles means making choices and taking actions that are aligned with one's core beliefs and values. This congruence between belief and action is what defines a person of integrity. Integrity is intrinsically linked to authenticity. By consistently acting in accordance with one's beliefs, an individual maintains their true self. This authenticity breeds a deep sense of self-respect and confidence. It allows individuals to lead a life that is not only morally upright, but also psychologically healthy. Rand's protagonists like John Galt in Atlas Shrugged embody this ideal. Their actions are a direct expression of their values, making them paragons of integrity and authenticity. Identifying one's moral principles is an introspective process. It involves examining one's beliefs, values, and the reasons behind them. This examination should be grounded in reason and objective reality. It requires asking oneself questions like, what do I consider right and wrong? What values are non-negotiable for me? What principles do I want to guide my life? The answers to these questions form the foundation of one's moral framework. Upholding one's moral principles often requires courage and resilience, especially when these principles are challenged by external circumstances or popular opinion. It involves making decisions that may be difficult or unpopular, but are in alignment with one's ethical beliefs. This commitment to principles, even in the face of adversity, is what characterizes a person of integrity. Consistency in action and belief is crucial for maintaining integrity. This means not only espousing certain values, but also living them out in one's daily life. It involves aligning one's actions, decisions, and interactions with others with one's stated beliefs and values. This consistency reinforces one's sense of self and provides a clear guide for behavior in various situations. Integrity also plays a vital role in relationships. It involves being honest and transparent with others, keeping promises, and respecting others' rights and boundaries. Relationships grounded in integrity are built on trust and mutual respect, forming a solid foundation for healthy and lasting connections. Living with integrity fosters personal growth. It challenges individuals to constantly evaluate and refine their beliefs, to learn from their experiences, and to develop a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Integrity acts as a compass, guiding individuals towards actions and decisions that lead to personal and moral development. Conflicts of integrity, where one's values or principles are tested, are inevitable. Handling these conflicts requires a clear understanding of one's values and the willingness to make tough choices. It may involve compromise in non-essential areas, but never at the cost of one's core principles. Navigating these conflicts with honesty and courage is integral to maintaining one's integrity. The lesson of integrity and moral principles in Ayn Rand's philosophy underscores the importance of living a life congruent with one's beliefs and values. It is a call to identify and uphold personal moral principles, to act consistently with these principles, and to do so with honesty and courage. Embracing this lesson leads not only to moral rectitude, but also to a life marked by authenticity, self-respect, and profound personal fulfillment. Lesson 7. The Power of Independent Thinking. Ayn Rand championed the concept of independent thinking, which she saw as essential for personal freedom and societal progress. She believed that the ability to think independently, free from societal pressures and orthodoxies, is one of the most crucial attributes an individual can possess. In her words, to think means to question, to find one's own answers, and to live by one's own thinking. This encapsulates her belief that independent thinking is not just an intellectual exercise, but a way of life. Rand saw conformity as a major threat to individualism and progress. She argued that when people conform to societal expectations or norms without critical examination, they suppress their unique perspectives and potential. Independent thinking, therefore, involves questioning prevailing beliefs, challenging established norms, and seeking truth based on one's own reasoning and evidence. Independent thought is the bedrock of innovation. Rand posited that all major advancements in science, art, and industry are the result of individuals who dared to think differently and challenge the status quo. She highlighted that progress is driven by those who question conventional wisdom and propose novel solutions to problems. This innovation is not confined to grand inventions, but occurs in everyday life when individuals apply creative and independent thought to their work and personal challenges. Personal authenticity is intrinsically linked to independent thinking. When individuals think for themselves, they develop a deeper understanding of their values, desires, and aspirations. This self-awareness enables them to live authentically, making choices that align with their true selves rather than external expectations. Such authenticity leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Nurturing independent thinking requires deliberate effort. It begins with cultivating curiosity and a love for knowledge. Encouraging oneself to ask questions, seek out new information, and engage with diverse perspectives is vital. Reading widely, exploring different fields, and exposing oneself to various viewpoints can broaden one's horizon and stimulate independent thought. Critical analysis and skepticism are essential tools for independent thinking. This involves not taking information at face value, but analyzing and evaluating it for validity and logic. It means being skeptical of easy answers and popular opinions, and instead seeking evidence and reasoning before forming conclusions. Engaging in debates and discussions can also foster independent thinking. Exchanging ideas with others, especially those with differing views, challenges one's thought processes and exposes one to alternative ways of thinking. It is important, however, to approach these exchanges with an open mind and a willingness to reconsider one's views in the face of compelling arguments. Journaling and reflective practices can help in developing independent thinking. Writing down thoughts, reflections, and responses to various issues can clarify one's thinking and reveal underlying beliefs and biases. Reflecting on one's experiences and decisions helps in understanding the rationale behind them, promoting a more thoughtful and deliberate approach to life. Resisting social pressure is crucial for maintaining independent thought. This might involve standing up for one's beliefs even when they are unpopular, or choosing a path that is different from the one expected by society or family. It requires courage and a strong sense of self, but it is essential for preserving one's intellectual autonomy. While advocating for independent thinking, it's also important to recognize the value of interdependence. Humans are social beings, and collaboration and learning from others are essential parts of our existence. Independent thinking should not mean isolation or disregard for others' perspectives. Rather, it is about engaging with others thoughtfully while maintaining one's own intellectual sovereignty. The lesson of the power of independent thinking in Ayn Rand's philosophy is a compelling call to break free from the shackles of conformity and to embrace the freedom and responsibility of thinking for oneself. It is a celebration of the human mind and its capacity to question, innovate, and create. By nurturing independent thought, individuals not only contribute to their personal growth and authenticity, but also to the advancement of society as a whole. As we draw our exploration of Ayn Rand's philosophy to a close, it's essential to reflect on the profound and actionable insights her teachings offer. Each lesson we've dissected not only challenges conventional paradigms, but also provides a robust framework for personal growth and self-actualization. Let's briefly revisit these pivotal lessons. 1. The virtue of selfishness. We began by exploring Rand's redefinition of selfishness as rational self-interest, challenging conventional morality that often demonizes self-focus. This lesson invites us to prioritize our values and goals for a fulfilling life, reorienting our understanding of what it means to truly care for oneself. 2. The importance of rational thinking. We delved into the significance of reason as the primary source of knowledge, advocating for a life guided by logic and critical thinking. This lesson is a reminder of the power of our minds to discern truth, make informed decisions, and lead a reasoned life. 3. Individualism over collectivism. Rand's preference for individual rights over collective control underscores the importance of personal freedom and autonomy. This lesson celebrates the unique potential of each individual and warns against the dangers of conformist thinking. 4. The role of purpose. We examined the crucial role of having a central purpose, highlighting how it directs our actions and decisions towards fulfillment and success. This lesson encourages us to introspect, identify our passions, and align our lives with these guiding stars. 5. The ethics of productiveness. Rand's view of productive work as a moral virtue emphasizes the creation of value as an expression of our abilities and a contribution to society. This lesson teaches us the importance of finding meaning in our work and the joy of achieving through our efforts. 6. Integrity and moral principles. We discussed the significance of living by one's principles, emphasizing that integrity and consistency in actions foster authenticity and self-respect. This lesson is a call to uphold our moral values even in the face of adversity. 7. The power of independent thinking. Finally, we explored the importance of thinking independently, free from societal pressures, fostering innovation and personal authenticity. This lesson encourages us to question, to seek our own answers, and to live by the conclusions we reach through our reasoning. As we reflect on these lessons, it becomes evident that Rand's philosophy is not just a set of abstract ideas, but a practical guide for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. These lessons challenge us to reassess our beliefs, to strive for personal excellence, and to live with purpose and integrity. They invite us to embrace our individuality, to think critically, and to contribute productively to the world around us. I encourage you to ponder how these lessons resonate with your life and aspirations. How can you apply these principles to enhance your personal and professional journey? In what ways can these insights transform your approach to challenges and opportunities? I urge you to take these lessons to heart. Let them be a catalyst for self-examination and growth. Embrace the journey of discovering your true self, of living by your values, and of making your unique mark on the world. Remember, the path to a fulfilling life is paved with the bricks of purpose, integrity, and independent thought. Ayn Rand's philosophy offers a powerful message that each individual has the capacity to lead a life of extraordinary meaning and achievement. It is a philosophy that champions the human spirit, advocating for a life lived boldly, thoughtfully, and authentically. So as you step forward from this moment, carry with you the wisdom of these lessons, and let them guide you to a life of purpose, integrity, and flourishing. Do you ever feel like life is slipping through your fingers? Like you're treading water in an ocean of endless distractions, obligations, and routines? You're working hard, you're keeping busy, but deep down, there's this nagging voice whispering, "Is this it? Is this what I'm meant to be doing?" You're not alone. Millions of us wake up every day feeling like something's missing, like we're not living the life we were meant to live. Maybe it's that job you settled for because it's safe. Maybe it's a relationship that feels more like an obligation than a connection. Or maybe it's the little things, the time wasted scrolling, the projects you never start, the dreams you keep locked away for someday. Here's the hard truth: someday doesn't come, and if we're not careful, years slip by unnoticed. So let me ask you this: what would it take for you to stop wasting your life? That's not an easy question to answer, but what if I told you that one of the greatest minds in psychology, Carl Jung, spent his entire life trying to help people like us figure it out? Jung wasn't just a thinker, he was a healer. He believed that much of our suffering comes from one thing: a disconnection between the life we're living and the life we're meant to live. And the longer we stay disconnected, the more restless, frustrated, and unfulfilled we feel. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to stay that way. Jung left us a roadmap, a guide to understanding ourselves and reclaiming the life we were born to live. His ideas are more than just theories. They're practical tools for anyone ready to take control and stop wasting their potential. What's wasting your life really about? Jung would say it's not laziness, bad luck, or a lack of opportunities. It's about ignoring the deeper parts of yourself, your desires, your fears, your potential. And the first step to changing that is understanding why you feel this way in the first place. Today we'll unpack his most powerful teachings, the ones that have the potential to act as your personal therapy. We'll explore why so many of us feel stuck, how his concept of the shadow can help us confront what's holding us back, and how the process of individuation can guide us toward a life of purpose and meaning. Imagine this: instead of waking up feeling stuck in a loop, you start each day with clarity, knowing exactly where you're headed and why. Instead of avoiding your fears, you confront them and grow stronger. Instead of wasting time on things that don't matter, you invest in what truly fulfills you. This isn't about adding more tasks to your to-do list or pretending life is easy. It's about diving deep, facing the truth about yourself, and transforming your life from the inside out. It's about finally taking ownership of your story because no one else will. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist who profoundly shaped the way we think about the human mind and our journey through life. Born in 1875, Jung began his career as a close collaborator with Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis. But he quickly realized that his views on the human psyche were different, bigger in fact, than the ideas Freud focused on. He wasn't just interested in treating mental illness, he wanted to understand what makes us truly human and how we can live fulfilling lives. Jung's work gave birth to what we now call analytical psychology, a branch of psychology that looks at the deeper layers of our minds and how they influence our actions, thoughts, and emotions. What set Jung apart was his ability to connect science, philosophy, and spirituality. He wasn't afraid to dive into questions like, what does it mean to be whole? Why do we dream? Why do certain stories and symbols feel universal to all of humanity? His goal wasn't just to cure psychological problems, but to guide people toward becoming their truest selves. One of his most famous ideas is individuation, a process he described as becoming who you were always meant to be. He believed that each of us has a unique potential, a version of ourselves that we're meant to grow into. But to get there, we have to do some serious inner work. We have to face the parts of ourselves we usually ignore, uncover hidden strengths and weaknesses, and align our conscious choices with our deeper unconscious desires. For Jung, individuation wasn't just self-help jargon, it was the ultimate goal of life, a journey to wholeness. Another groundbreaking concept he introduced is the shadow, which represents all the parts of ourselves that we don't want to see or admit. Think about the traits you dislike in other people. Maybe it's arrogance, laziness, or selfishness. Often those traits trigger us because they exist within us too, hidden in our shadow. Jung believed that unless we face and integrate our shadow, it will control us from the background. In other words, the more we deny those hidden parts of ourselves, the more they show up in harmful ways, self-sabotage, destructive habits, or conflicts with others. Jung also talked about something called the collective unconscious, a fascinating idea that suggests all humans share a kind of universal mental blueprint. This collective unconscious is filled with archetypes, universal symbols or patterns like the hero, the mentor, the trickster, or the shadow that show up in myths, stories, dreams, and even pop culture. Why do we resonate with stories like Star Wars or The Lion King? Because these archetypes are deeply rooted in our psyche. They're not just entertainment, they're reflections of our inner world and the challenges we face as we grow and change. But why does all of this matter today? You might be thinking, how does his work help me stop wasting my life? The truth is, his ideas are more relevant now than ever. In our fast-paced, achievement-driven world, many of us feel disconnected from ourselves. We're busy chasing external success, good grades, a well-paying job, social media validation, but we often ignore our inner needs, values, and desires. Jung would argue that this disconnect is the root of so much modern unhappiness. He believed that true fulfillment doesn't come from following the crowd or meeting other people's expectations. It comes from understanding who you are, embracing your uniqueness, and living in alignment with your deeper self. For example, let's talk about the shadow. How many times have you caught yourself procrastinating, getting into pointless arguments, or feeling irrationally jealous? These behaviors often stem from parts of ourselves we haven't dealt with, our shadow. Jung's work teaches us that instead of blaming others or beating ourselves up, we need to look inward. What unmet need is driving that behavior? What fear or insecurity is hiding beneath it? By facing these questions, we can start to take control of our actions and make choices that align with our true selves. His concept of individuation is also incredibly powerful in a world that constantly tells us who to be. Social media, advertising, even well-meaning friends and family, they all shape our idea of what success looks like. But Jung's work reminds us that there's no one-size-fits-all formula for a meaningful life. Your path is unique to you, and the only way to find it is to dig deep, reflect, and listen to your inner voice. This isn't always easy. Individuation requires courage, honesty, and patience. But the reward? A life that feels authentic and fulfilling, where you're no longer wasting your potential chasing things that don't matter. And then there's the collective unconscious. This idea might sound abstract, but think about it this way. Why do certain stories or symbols resonate with us so deeply? Why do myths about heroes overcoming trials feel so universal? He believed it's because these stories reflect the challenges we all face on our personal journeys. Understanding the collective unconscious can give us tools for navigating our own lives. By recognizing the archetypes at play in our struggles, whether it's the hero fighting fear or the mentor offering wisdom, we can better understand our role in our own story. Jung's ideas aren't just intellectual exercises, they're tools for transformation. They help us see the bigger picture of our lives and give us a framework for making sense of our struggles. More importantly, they remind us that the answers we're looking for aren't out there somewhere. They're inside us, waiting to be uncovered. And that's why Carl Jung matters. His work isn't just about understanding the mind, it's about reclaiming your life. Let's take a moment to explore what it really means to waste your life. On the surface, it might seem obvious. Spending too much time on distractions, staying in situations that don't make you happy, or letting opportunities slip by, but it's more complex than that. Wasting your life isn't just about what you do or don't do, it's about living passively. It's about going through the motions of life without truly engaging with it. And the worst part? Many of us don't even realize we're doing it until it's too late. Living passively often means letting life happen to you instead of actively shaping it. It's waking up every day and following the same routine because it's comfortable, even if it doesn't fulfill you. Maybe you're stuck in a job that pays the bills but leaves you drained. You tell yourself, it's not so bad, I'll figure out what I really want to do later. But days turn into months, and months turn into years. Or maybe you're in a relationship that feels stagnant, but the idea of starting over feels overwhelming, so you stay, convincing yourself that settling is easier than growing. This is what it means to waste your life, letting fear, habit, or convenience dictate your choices instead of your inner voice. Another major way people waste their lives is by ignoring their inner potential. Every one of us has talents, passions, and dreams. But instead of exploring them, we often bury them under excuses. I'm too busy, I'm not good enough, I'll try when things calm down. Procrastination is a big part of this. How many times have you wanted to start something new, a project, a skill, a dream, but found yourself scrolling through social media or watching TV instead? Procrastination isn't just about being lazy. It's often a sign that we're afraid of failing, afraid of judgment, or even afraid of succeeding. Carl Jung would argue that this avoidance isn't random. It's a symptom of a deeper disconnection from our true selves. And that brings us to another key aspect of wasting your life: being overly influenced by external expectations. Think about how much of what you do is shaped by what other people think. Maybe you pursued a certain career because it's what your parents wanted. Maybe you spend more time curating your social media image than building real relationships because you're chasing likes and validation. Society, family, and peers often impose expectations that don't align with who we really are. Jung believed this external influence is one of the main reasons people feel lost or unfulfilled. When you live according to someone else's script, you're not living your life, you're living theirs. For Jung, wasting your life often boils down to disconnection. He believed that our unconscious mind holds the key to understanding our true desires, fears, and potential. But when we ignore this inner world, when we let our conscious mind override it with distractions, excuses, and external pressures, we become fragmented. It's like trying to drive a car while ignoring the engine. On the surface, you might look fine, but deep down, you're not running smoothly. This disconnection creates a sense of restlessness, boredom, or even despair. One way this disconnection manifests is through unfulfilling jobs or relationships. How many people stay in careers they hate because they're afraid of change? How many people stay in toxic relationships because they fear loneliness? These situations might feel safe, but they come at a cost. Jung would say that staying in these situations is like rejecting a part of yourself. Your unconscious mind knows what you truly want and need, and when you ignore it, you feel stuck and unsatisfied. Procrastination is another form of disconnection. It's easy to write off procrastination as laziness, but Jung saw it as a deeper problem. When you put off important tasks or avoid pursuing your dreams, it's often because there's a conflict between your conscious mind and your unconscious desires. Maybe you're afraid of failure, so you distract yourself to avoid facing that fear. Or maybe the task you're avoiding doesn't align with your true values, so your unconscious mind resists it. Understanding these hidden motivations can help you break free from the cycle of procrastination and start living with purpose. Another trap is spending too much time seeking external validation. Whether it's through social media, material possessions, or accomplishments, many of us chase things that make us look good to others. But these things rarely bring true satisfaction. Jung would argue that this pursuit of external validation is a way of avoiding the hard work of looking inward. Instead of asking, "What do I really want?" we ask, "What will make me look successful?" This disconnect from our inner desires is a recipe for wasting our lives. So what's the solution? Jung believed that the first step is recognizing the disconnection. Pay attention to the parts of your life that feel unfulfilling or empty. Are you staying in a situation because it's comfortable or because it truly aligns with your values? Are you procrastinating because you're lazy or because you're afraid? Are you chasing external success or are you pursuing what genuinely matters to you? These questions can help you uncover the ways you've been living passively and ignoring your inner self. Living with purpose requires courage. It means confronting the parts of yourself that you'd rather avoid, your fears, your insecurities, your regrets. It means taking risks and stepping outside your comfort zone. But Jung would argue that this is the only way to stop wasting your life. When you align your actions with your inner desires, you start to feel a sense of wholeness and fulfillment. You're no longer just going through the motions, you're actively creating a life that feels meaningful. The good news is that it's never too late to change. Whether you're a teenager figuring out your path or an adult who feels like you've wasted years, Jung's work offers a roadmap for reconnecting with yourself. By exploring your unconscious mind, facing your fears, and letting go of external expectations, you can start living a life that feels authentic and purposeful. It's not easy, but as Jung himself said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. So take a moment to reflect. Where in your life are you living passively? What dreams or desires have you been ignoring? What would it look like to reconnect with your true self? These questions might be uncomfortable, but they're also the first step toward reclaiming your life. And the sooner you start asking them, the sooner you can stop wasting your potential and start living the life you are meant to live. Carl Jung's ideas aren't just theoretical, they're practical tools for reclaiming your life and living it fully. At the core of his work is the belief that we all have the potential to become our truest, most fulfilled selves. But to get there, we need to understand who we are at a deep level and align our actions with our inner values and desires. Jung laid out several key concepts that can help us on this journey, and applying them can transform the way we live. One of his most powerful ideas is individuation, which he described as the process of becoming the person you were always meant to be. Think of individuation as a journey toward wholeness. It's about discovering your unique strengths, values, and purpose, and using them to guide your life. According to Jung, many people waste their lives because they never embark on this journey. Instead, they live in ways that please others or follow societal expectations, ignoring the unique potential that lies within them. Individuation isn't about perfection, it's about authenticity. It means asking yourself, what really matters to me? What kind of person do I want to be? This process requires you to strip away the layers of influence from parents, friends, culture, and even your own fears so you can uncover what's truly yours. When you align your life with your core values and strengths, you stop feeling like you're drifting or wasting time. Instead, you gain clarity and purpose. To start the individuation process, take time to reflect on your life. What are your strengths? What activities make you feel alive? What are the values that guide your decisions? Write these down and think about how they align with the life you're currently living. If there's a gap between who you are and how you're living, that's where your work begins. The shadow, facing the parts of yourself you suppress. Jung's concept of the shadow is another powerful tool for transformation. The shadow is made up of all the parts of yourself that you deny, suppress, or ignore. your fears, insecurities, selfishness, anger, and even unrecognized strengths. We all have a shadow, and if we don't confront it, it can control us in ways we don't even realize. It might show up as self-sabotage, toxic relationships, procrastination, or irrational fears. Why is facing the shadow so important? Because the parts of yourself you suppress don't just disappear, they lurk in the background, influencing your thoughts and actions in subtle but powerful ways. For example, if you suppress your anger, it might come out as passive-aggressive behavior or unexplained frustration. If you deny your ambition, you might find yourself resenting others who succeed. He believed that integrating the shadow, accepting and understanding these hidden parts of yourself, is essential for living a full and authentic life. How do you confront your shadow? Start by paying attention to what triggers you. Do certain people or situations make you angry, jealous, or anxious? These reactions can be clues to parts of yourself that you've been avoiding. Journaling can also help. Write down your thoughts and feelings honestly, without judgment. Ask yourself, what am I afraid to admit about myself? What part of me do I not want others to see? Facing these questions might feel uncomfortable, but it's the first step to breaking free from the patterns that hold you back. Meaning and myth. Finding your purpose through symbols. Jung believed that humans are deeply connected to symbols and stories. Myths, dreams, and art aren't just random. They reflect universal truths about the human experience. He called these universal patterns archetypes, and he believed they live in our collective unconscious. Archetypes like the hero, the mentor, or the shadow represent the challenges and transformations we all face in life. By tapping into these symbols and stories, we can find meaning and purpose in our own lives. Think about the stories or symbols that resonate with you. Maybe you've always been drawn to tales of overcoming great odds or embarking on a journey of self-discovery. These aren't just entertaining, they're reflections of the inner journey you need to take. Recognizing these patterns can help you understand your own struggles and guide you toward the life you want to live. For example, if you feel stuck or lost, you might identify with the archetype of the hero. The hero's journey is about stepping out of your comfort zone, facing challenges, and growing stronger in the process. Thinking of your life in these terms can give you a sense of purpose and direction. You're not just aimlessly drifting, you're on a journey, and every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth. Jung's concepts might seem abstract at first, but there are practical ways to apply them to your life. Here are some steps you can take today. 1. Journaling and dream analysis. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to connect with your unconscious mind is to start a journal. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and recurring dreams. Dreams, according to Jung, are messages from your unconscious. They often use symbols to reveal what's going on beneath the surface. Pay attention to recurring symbols or themes in your dreams and ask yourself what they might represent. For example, if you often dream of being lost, it might reflect feelings of uncertainty or a lack of direction in your waking life. 2. Explore what excites or frustrates you. Your emotions are powerful guides. What activities or ideas make you feel alive and energized? What situations frustrate or anger you? These reactions are clues to your shadow and your true desires. For example, if you feel jealous of someone who's pursuing their passion, it might be a sign that you're ignoring your own creative potential. Use these feelings as starting points for self-reflection. 3. Practice self-honesty. Living authentically requires brutal honesty with yourself. Take a hard look at your life and ask, am I living according to my values, or am I just going through the motions? Be willing to admit where you've been settling, avoiding, or procrastinating. This isn't about beating yourself up, it's about creating a clear picture of where you are so you can decide where you want to go. 4. Integrate your shadow. Once you've identified parts of your shadow, work on accepting them. This doesn't mean indulging in harmful behaviors. It means understanding and integrating those parts of yourself in healthy ways. For example, if you've suppressed your anger, find constructive ways to express it, like setting boundaries or standing up for yourself. If you've denied your need for rest, give yourself permission to take a break without guilt. 5. Connect with symbols and stories. Look for inspiration in myths, art, and stories that resonate with you. Reflect on how these symbols apply to your own life. For example, if you admire the resilience of a fictional character, ask yourself how you can embody that quality in your own challenges. Jung's teachings aren't quick fixes. They're tools for lifelong growth. They require patience, reflection, and courage. But the reward is worth it. By embracing these ideas, you can stop wasting your life on things that don't matter and start living with purpose, authenticity, and meaning. You'll move from a state of disconnection to one of alignment, where your actions reflect your true self and your life feels like your own. This journey isn't easy, but as he reminds us, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The work might be challenging, but it's also liberating. The more you understand yourself, the more you can take control of your life and create a path that feels meaningful and fulfilling. It's not always easy to realize when you're wasting your life. We get caught up in routines, responsibilities, and distractions, often pushing aside the uneasy feelings that tell us something is wrong. But those feelings, boredom, dissatisfaction, or a nagging sense of being stuck, are like warning lights on the dashboard of your car. They're signals from your unconscious mind telling you it's time to pay attention and make a change. Carl Jung believed these signals are not random. They're your psyche's way of urging you to wake up and take control of your life. One of the most obvious signs that you might be wasting your life is chronic boredom or dissatisfaction. This isn't the kind of boredom you feel when you're waiting in line or sitting through a dull lecture. It's a deeper, persistent feeling that your life is missing something important. Maybe you go to work every day, but it feels like a grind. You're not excited by what you do, and you can't see how it connects to anything meaningful. Even your free time might feel empty, filled with mindless scrolling, binge watching, or other distractions that don't bring real joy. If you constantly feel like you're just killing time, it's a clear sign that something needs to change. Another warning sign is feeling unmotivated or stuck. Do you wake up in the morning without any sense of purpose? Do you find yourself procrastinating, even on things that are important? Feeling stuck can happen for a lot of reasons. Maybe you're afraid of failure, so you avoid taking risks. Maybe you're overwhelmed by the choices in front of you, so you don't make any decisions at all. Or maybe you've been living on autopilot for so long that you've forgotten what you're even passionate about. Jung would say this feeling of being stuck is often a sign that you're out of alignment with your deeper self. Your unconscious mind knows you're capable of more, but your conscious mind is resisting the change. Living according to other people's expectations is another way we waste our lives, even if we don't realize it. From a young age, we're taught to seek approval, from parents, teachers, friends, and society as a whole. Maybe you chose a career because it was practical, not because you loved it. Maybe you're in a relationship because it looks good from the outside, even though it doesn't truly make you happy. When you make decisions based on what others want or expect, you're not living your life, you're living theirs. Over time, this can lead to a deep sense of dissatisfaction because you're ignoring your own desires and values. Jung believed that these feelings, boredom, dissatisfaction, lack of motivation, and the pressure to conform are all signals from the unconscious mind. They're not random annoyances, they're messages. Your unconscious is trying to get your attention, urging you to stop and reflect. When you ignore these signals, they often grow louder, manifesting as anxiety, depression, or even physical symptoms like fatigue. But if you take the time to listen, these signals can guide you toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. So, how do you know if these warning signs apply to you? Start by asking yourself some tough questions. Are you truly happy with how you're spending your days? Do you feel like you're making progress towards something meaningful, or are you just going through the motions? When was the last time you felt genuinely excited about something? These questions might feel uncomfortable, but they're an essential part of self-reflection. Let's talk more about boredom. Many people dismiss boredom as a minor annoyance, but Jung saw it as a powerful clue. If you're bored, it's often because your life lacks meaning or purpose. Maybe you've fallen into a routine that's too predictable, or maybe you're avoiding challenges that could help you grow. Boredom is your unconscious mind's way of saying, there's more to life than this. Instead of brushing it off, try to understand what it's telling you. What parts of your life feel empty or unfulfilling? What would it take to bring more excitement or curiosity into your day? The feeling of being stuck is another warning sign worth exploring. When you're stuck, it's like your life is on pause. You might know what you want to do, but you can't seem to take the first step, or maybe you don't know what you want at all, so you avoid making decisions. This paralysis often comes from fear of failure, fear of making the wrong choice, or fear of leaving your comfort zone. Jung believed that these fears are tied to the shadow, the parts of ourselves we suppress or deny. Facing your shadow can help you understand what's holding you back and give you the courage to move forward. Living for others is perhaps the most insidious way to waste your life because it often feels like you're doing the right thing. After all, isn't it good to make your parents proud, to meet society's expectations, or to fit in with your peers? But when you live for others, you sacrifice your own happiness and authenticity. Jung would say that this is a form of disconnection from your true self. Over time, it can lead to resentment, burnout, or a sense of emptiness. The solution isn't to ignore others' opinions entirely, but to balance them with your own needs and desires. If any of these warning signs resonate with you, don't panic. Recognizing them is the first step toward change. Take some time to reflect on where you are and where you want to go. You might start by journaling about the areas of your life that feel unfulfilling. Ask yourself why you feel bored, stuck, or disconnected. What's missing? What are you avoiding? These questions can help you uncover the root causes of your dissatisfaction. Jung's work teaches us that these warning signs aren't something to fear or avoid. They're opportunities. They're your mind's way of telling you that it's time to grow, to change, and to live more authentically. The process isn't easy. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths. But it's also deeply rewarding. By listening to these signals and taking action, you can stop wasting your life and start living in a way that feels meaningful and true to who you are. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, are you happy with your life? If not, what needs to change? These questions might not have easy answers, but they're the ones that matter most. And the sooner you start asking them, the sooner you can begin the journey toward a life that feels truly yours. Taking control of your life isn't about flipping a switch and expecting everything to change overnight. It's about making consistent, conscious decisions to align your actions with who you truly are and what you truly want. Jung's teachings provide a powerful framework for this process. By facing your shadow, seeking meaning, and embracing growth, you can gradually reclaim your path and live a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Let's break this down into actionable steps that you can start today. 1. Face the shadow. reflect on uncomfortable truths about yourself. One of the most important yet challenging steps in taking control of your life is confronting your shadow. The shadow, as Jung described it, consists of the parts of yourself that you don't want to acknowledge, your fears, insecurities, and flaws, but also hidden strengths and untapped potential. These parts of you don't go away just because you ignore them. In fact, the more you suppress them, the more control they can exert over your life in unconscious ways. Facing your shadow starts with self-honesty. This means taking a deep, unfiltered look at yourself. What are the habits or patterns in your life that you're not proud of? Are you quick to anger, or do you avoid confrontation at all costs? Do you struggle with procrastination, or do you find yourself constantly seeking approval from others? These behaviors often stem from parts of your shadow. For example, if you procrastinate, it might be because you're afraid of failure. If you avoid confrontation, it might be because you fear rejection. To begin this process, set aside time for reflection. Journaling can be a powerful tool. Write about the situations or people that trigger strong emotions in you. Ask yourself why those situations bother you so much. Often the traits we dislike in others are mirrors of the traits we deny in ourselves. For example, if arrogance irritates you, it could be because you've suppressed your own confidence. By acknowledging these hidden parts of yourself, you can start to integrate them in healthy ways. Facing your shadow isn't about beating yourself up or trying to fix yourself. It's about understanding that every part of you, even the ones you don't like, has something valuable to teach you. When you confront these truths head-on, you take away their power to control you. You become more self-aware, more balanced, and more capable of making intentional choices. 2. Seek meaning. Explore your interests and passions. Once you've begun to face your shadow, the next step is to seek meaning in your life. Jung believed that a life without meaning is one of the greatest sources of unhappiness. Meaning isn't something you find outside of yourself, it's something you create by exploring what genuinely excites and fulfills you. What are the things that make you feel alive? What would you spend your time doing if there were no limits or expectations? Start by asking yourself some simple but powerful questions. What do I truly care about? What am I curious about? What activities make me lose track of time? These questions can help you uncover your passions and interests. Don't worry if the answers don't seem grand or impressive. Meaning doesn't have to come from a life-changing career or a world-famous talent. It can come from small, everyday things, helping others, creating art, learning something new, or simply spending time with people you care about. If you're unsure where to start, try experimenting. Take a class, read a book on a topic you've always been curious about, or try a new hobby. Pay attention to how these activities make you feel. Do they energize you? Do they spark your curiosity? If something doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. The process of seeking meaning is about trial and error. What matters is that you're actively engaging with your life and discovering what brings you joy and purpose. Jung also emphasized the importance of symbolic thinking in finding meaning. Symbols, myths, and archetypes can help you connect with deeper layers of your psyche. For example, think about the stories or characters you've always admired. Maybe you're drawn to the hero archetype, which represents courage and growth, or perhaps the creator archetype, which embodies innovation and imagination. These archetypes can provide clues about the qualities and values that are most important to you. 3. Embrace growth. See challenges as opportunities for transformation. Growth isn't always easy. It often involves stepping outside of your comfort zone, facing setbacks, and pushing through discomfort. But Jung believed that challenges and struggles are essential for personal transformation. In fact, he argued that growth often comes from confronting difficulties rather than avoiding them. To embrace growth, start by shifting your mindset about challenges. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, try to view them as opportunities to learn and evolve. For example, If you've recently faced a failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use it to become stronger or wiser? Growth doesn't mean avoiding pain or difficulty. It means finding meaning in those experiences and using them as stepping stones toward a better version of yourself. A great way to embrace growth is to set small, achievable goals that challenge you. These goals should push you just outside your comfort zone but still feel manageable. For instance, if you struggle with social anxiety, your goal might be to start a conversation with a new person once a week. If you've been avoiding a creative project because you're afraid of failure, your goal might be to spend 30 minutes a day working on it, regardless of the outcome. Each time you achieve a goal, no matter how small, you'll build confidence and momentum. Remember that growth isn't a straight path. There will be setbacks and moments of doubt. But these moments are part of the process. Jung compared personal growth to the process of alchemy, turning lead into gold. Just like in alchemy, transformation takes time, effort, and patience. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to refine and strengthen yourself, bringing you closer to your true potential. If there's one thing Jung's teachings make clear, it's that personal transformation isn't a quick fix. The journey to reclaim your life and become your true self is a lifelong process. It requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. You won't have all the answers right away, and that's okay. What matters is that you're willing to take the first step and keep moving forward. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting immediate results. They want to wake up one day and feel completely fulfilled and in control. But real growth doesn't work that way. It happens gradually, through small changes and consistent effort. Think of it like planting a seed. You can't force it to grow overnight. You have to nurture it, give it time, and trust the process. As you embark on this journey, be kind to yourself. There will be days when you feel like you're making progress and days when you feel stuck or discouraged. That's normal. Personal growth is a messy, non-linear process. The important thing is to keep showing up for yourself, even when it feels hard. Jung believed that the process of individuation, becoming your true self, is the greatest adventure of a lifetime. It's not about reaching a final destination, it's about embracing the journey. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to a life that feels authentic and meaningful, and that in the end is what it means to truly take control of your life. Life is fleeting. The days pass quickly, and before you know it, weeks, months, and years can slip by. It's easy to tell yourself that there's plenty of time to make changes, that you'll get to it tomorrow or someday. But here's the harsh truth. Time doesn't wait. The longer you ignore your inner voice, the harder it becomes to reclaim your path. That sense of dissatisfaction or restlessness you feel is your unconscious mind urging you to act, to stop drifting, and to start living a life that truly matters. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Think about that for a moment. Becoming your true self isn't just a goal, it's the most important journey you can undertake. It's not something you can delegate to someone else, and it's not something you can put off forever without consequences. Every day you delay, you're drifting further from the person you're meant to be. The time to act is now, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Procrastination might feel harmless, but it's a thief. Every moment you spend waiting to start is a moment you'll never get back. Think about the stories you tell yourself. I'll start when I have more time, or I'll focus on myself after I've handled this or that. The truth is, there's never going to be a perfect time. Life will always be busy, and there will always be distractions. If you keep waiting for the stars to align, you'll wake up one day wondering where your life went. Jung's work emphasizes that these feelings of boredom, dissatisfaction, and disconnection aren't just random. They're signals from your unconscious mind. They're your psyche's way of telling you that something needs to change. If you ignore them, those feelings don't just go away, they grow stronger, often manifesting as anxiety, depression, or a persistent sense of unease. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to break free from these patterns and reclaim your life. So, where do you start? The idea of transforming your life can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. The key is to start small, with consistent, intentional actions that bring you closer to your true self. Remember, Jung's process of individuation, the journey to becoming who you truly are, isn't about quick fixes. It's a lifelong journey, and every step forward counts. Begin by setting aside time to reflect. Take out a journal and write about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. What parts of your life feel unfulfilling? What dreams or passions have you been ignoring? What fears or insecurities are holding you back? Be honest with yourself. This is your chance to face the truths you've been avoiding and start exploring the depths of who you are. You might also consider exploring Jung's writings. Books like Man and His Symbols or The Undiscovered Self can provide valuable insights into the workings of your unconscious mind. Don't feel pressured to understand everything right away. Jung's ideas are deep and complex, and it's okay to take your time. The goal isn't to master his teachings overnight, but to use them as tools for self-discovery and growth. Once you take the first step, you'll start to build momentum. Each small action you take, whether it's journaling, reflecting on a dream, or setting a new goal, brings you closer to the life you want. Over time, these small actions add up, creating a ripple effect that can transform your entire life. The key is to stay consistent even when it feels challenging. Change doesn't happen in a straight line. There will be setbacks and moments of doubt, but each step forward is progress. Think of this journey as planting a garden. At first it might feel like nothing is happening. You're digging in the dirt, planting seeds and waiting for them to grow. But with time, care, and patience, those seeds begin to sprout. The same is true for your personal growth. The work you put in today might not yield immediate results, but over time, you'll see the fruits of your effort. As you take these steps, imagine the life you could create. Picture a version of yourself who wakes up each day with clarity and purpose. Imagine feeling confident in your decisions, knowing they're aligned with your values and goals. Think about the sense of fulfillment that comes from pursuing your passions, building meaningful relationships, and living authentically. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a real possibility, but it requires action. The person you want to become is waiting for you, but you have to take the first step to meet them. The longer you wait, the further away that person drifts. But every small action you take brings you closer, bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Taking control of your life isn't just about feeling happier or more fulfilled, it's about honoring your potential. You have unique strengths, talents, and gifts that no one else possesses. By ignoring them, you're not just wasting your life, you're depriving the world of what only you can offer. Jung believed that each person has a role to play in the greater tapestry of humanity. By becoming your true self, you contribute to something larger than yourself. This journey also matters because it's your life. No one else can live it for you. At the end of the day, you're the one who has to answer the question, did I live fully? Did I honor my potential? These questions might feel far away, but they're closer than you think. The choices you make today determine the life you'll look back on tomorrow. Remember, this video is just the beginning. The real transformation happens when you take what you've learned and apply it to your life. Becoming your true self is the privilege of a lifetime, but it's also a responsibility. No one else can do it for you, and no one else will benefit from it as much as you will. The journey isn't easy, but it's worth every step. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a declaration that your life matters, that your potential matters, and that you're ready to honor both. The time to start is now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Begin where you are, with what you have, and trust that each step forward will bring you closer to the life you're meant to live. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, so take that privilege and make it count.